says 37% of its candidates are under 35, while 45% are women. Mongezi Koko, Eyewitness News.
And in Nepal, authorities are working to locate over 380 tourists that can't be reached. The tourists have been out of reach after a massive flood tore through the border region with Tibet. According to police, at least 8 bodies have been recovered from floodwaters, but it's still not clear if any of them are connected to the uncontacted tourists. Officials say they still do not know the extent of the damage, but have alerted people staying near the affected riverside to relocate. Gold is trading at $4,619.85 an ounce. The rand is at 15.93 to the dollar, 21.69 to the pound, 18.58 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $86.02 a barrel.
Traffic lights still not working in 4 ways at Monte Cassino Boulevard and Witkoppen. There's also traffic lights out of order in Rand Park Ridge at Bayers, Nordia and Jim Fisher.
In your sports, Deval Brevis looking to continue his hot streak as the Proteas switch attention to tri-series against World Cup 2027 co-hosts. Orlando Pirates win again, but Abdeslam Madu not pleased with their performance. And Ethan Blackadder impresses as New Zealand surge past the Lions.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 27 degrees. The top story in EWN, messages between alleged crime boss Vusimuzikat Matala and former KZN Hawks head Leseja Senona have been under scrutiny at the Madlanga Commission today.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app, DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
A very good afternoon, everyone. It's 9 minutes past 3 on Wednesday, the 26th of August. This is 702 Drive with me, John Perlman. Welcome to the show. Parliament today is debating and then voting on a motion of no confidence in the Speaker of the National Assembly, Togo Didiza. The debate has just got underway. Lindsay Dentlinger is our EWN reporter down in Parliament. She joins us shortly just to set the scene and remind us what exactly is this all about. She may well also have an idea from the gossip and conversation in the corridors as to whether this has any chance of success. Staying with politics, the ANC says it wants its mayoral candidates to be people, only people who hold postgraduate degrees. But who makes better leaders, academics or activists? Maybe you need a mix, whether it's in one person or in a team of people who are going to lead a municipality. Give us your thoughts on that. We'll get those from you later. We'll have a closer look, though, at the issue and what the ANC is putting forward after 4 o'clock. The Madlanga Commission today once again focuses its inquiring eyes on Vusimuzi Matlala, and once again, legal arm wrestling has been a prominent part of the proceedings.
Regarding that question, I don't know that. So I rather choose to remain silent because I do not know what is the intention of that question.
Just a moment, Ms. Hassan. We're sitting here as a commission of inquiry, and the difficulty I have is that we have a lot of questions for you. Many witnesses have come before the commission to testify, and they have made certain allegations against you. And you coming here is an opportunity for you to give your side of the story. If you elect not to give your side of the story, having been invited to come here, the only evidence we have as the commission is the evidence of those people who implicate you. But you are within your rights to say, I assert my privilege, but I have serious difficulty with you saying, I can't tell you whether I know General Senona or not, and whether I met him at a wedding or not.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting thing that's going on there, and quite nuanced as well. It would be easy to sort of say, well, he's trying to avoid the questions, or, the questioning is unfair. But quite an intricate dance there that's being delivered, and it's moving forward, by the way. It really is. How much forward? We'll find out a little bit later. By the way, you heard there from Advocate Sandile Khumalo, one of the 3 Madlanga commissioners. Karinda Jagmohan is watching proceedings. She's with us sometime around 5 o'clock. And as people across age, culture and class celebrate the life and music of Dolly Parton, who passed away yesterday, we will focus on the music she made with one of our musical legends.
Heard them singing on a Lifesaver commercial on TV, and I thought, well, they have to be on this record because I, like him, have always wanted to try to find common ground to bring people together. And then when we met, I thought, what a special man. The quality of their sound is just incredible. I did read about his compositions coming in dreams, and I was very fascinated with that, but I did feel that he was very connected. I did feel that he had a channel going there, so I'm glad he dreamed the good parts. If that's what he was dreaming, it worked.
Brothers and sisters, see you in heaven. Sobonane Zului.
Yeah, a wonderful, wonderful tribute to Dolly Parton from Ladysmith Black Mambazo. They've been putting it out on their various social media feeds. Check that out and see if you can have a listen and look for yourself. But we're going to follow that particular thread at 10 to 5 and talk to Tami Shabalala from Ladysmith Black Mambazo about his memories of a quite remarkable musical moment. In fact, there were more than one of them. On the markets today, another good day for the Rand and some modest gains for the All Share, which is up by 345 points. Discovery is having a particularly good day after positive company news. The share up by 4.6%. Aspen has gained 4.2%. Advotech up by 3.9%. On the downside, Italtile has lost 3.7%. Nedbank is off by 3.1%, and Sasol has given up 2.4%. The Rand is trading at 15 Rand 92 against the dollar. That's a gain of 6 cents over the past 24 hours. Not just dollar weakness, though, a factor in all of this because we've made good gains against the euro, currently trading at 18 Rand 57, that's a 7-cent positive shift for our currency, and 21 Rand 79 against the pound. That's a 12-cent gain for the Rand. The gold price is down by $36.60 so far today. Boo. A barrel of Brent crude is currently trading at $86.18, with the price of oil holding fairly steady in the mid to upper 80s. More market news with Moteo Juaripe at 25 past 4. We'll get sport with Tolakele Mganga. Karabo Chali has the traffic news. He'll give us that in just a moment. And Mbali Dlamini is back at 3:30 with the very, very latest news headlines. This is 702 Drive. We're live in the place where you live. If it's happening in 702 land, we'll do our best to bring it to you here first. But you know what? You can always help if there's stuff you've seen, heard, or simply know about because you are in the right place at the right time. Give us a ring on 072 7021 702 or 011 883 0702. That invitation, by the way, extends to your comments, your views on the big stories of the day, whether we're actually telling them properly or not. Give us a ring. It's 3:15.
702.
Let's walk the talk.
Yeah, so this was interesting from Tech Central. Kabazela Jonathan Fairburn, co-producing the show today, sent it to me, a piece by Duncan McLeod. MTN estimates that the cell phone industry as a whole puts into the market between 200 million and 300 million SIM cards a year. Now, we've got around 65 million people, let's say 5 million of them, don't have cell phones for whatever reason. That means on average, some people have got 5 SIM cards. Well, somebody's got 6. No. Yes. No. Somebody's got 10.
What?
Because I've only got 1, so they've got 5 or 4. Anyway, the math is all over the place. The point of it is this: I only ever have had 1 SIM card, but clearly some people have a lot. The thing I'm keen to find out about as I try and get my arithmetic back on track is, why would you have a lot of SIM cards? Rifueli Tsua has a smile on her face that suggests as she's kind of simmed around over the years.
Whew. Good afternoon, John, and to the rest of our lovely 702 family. So I currently have 3 SIM cards.
Okay.
And I use all 3.
And do you have 3 phones or do you swap?
So I've got 2 phones.
Okay.
2 phones. One is like, what's it called? A dual SIM. So I can put 2 in there. And then one is like just 1 SIM.
Okay.
I've always had like 2 numbers. The third one, I was just sort of like, maybe I should be more mysterious and have a third one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who
So
do
I've
you
got
call
3.
with the third one? Like, is there a work one, family one?
That's a very
friends
good
one?
question.
Like,
Now I'm going to expose my tactics. It's fine. This is safe. Okay, so my 1 SIM is my personal number. You will always get me on there, right? And then the other one is work, because I always felt, for me, because of the work we do as producers, people are always calling you. There are times where people would call me at 11 p.m. Like a PR person would call me at 11 p.m. Hey, I've got a story for you. It's 11 p.m., sir. And it's a Sunday. So I thought, you know what? Let me not get angry at people. Let
Yes.
me manage it. So I got a second SIM card for work purposes. And the third one is when I decided to, sometimes you return people's calls because you're not sure who's phoning you. So I was like, hi, I just got a missed call from this number. Who am I speaking to? Because sometimes you just want to know,
Yes.
is it spam? Are people scamming you? Or why are you calling me at 12 p.m.? What's going on, John?
My phone is off at 12 p.m.
Do you keep it off? What if you have an emergency, though?
What can I do about it at midnight?
Call an ambulance or something? I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, I'll have to rethink that. Do you have a lot of SIM cards? I mean, I've never given it a minute's thought.
Yeah. I had one for a very long time, and then 2 years or 3 years ago, I got a new phone, which was a contract phone.
Okay.
So it was my first initial one that I used for everything is the Vodacom one. And then the second one, when I got a contract phone, it was a Telkom one. Why I got a Telkom one is that everybody in our house uses a Telkom SIM card. They have a Telkom SIM card.
Cool.
So we can call each other whenever.
Right.
My son can call me for free because Telkom to Telkom has that kind of network where you can chat as much as you can.
Nice.
Okay.
So it works for all of us. So I don't have to always buy my son airtime and stuff like that. He can always
So
call
do we
me.
only have one of your numbers?
You
sir?
only have one of my numbers.
How do you feel, John, about that?
I'm so comfortable with that. I hate it when people have multiple numbers.
give us all your numbers.
No,
sir.
the second one is only for family. Only family.
We are family.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
I've got all my sisters with me. There we go. Let's all burst into song.
Absolutely.
Okay. SIM card stories, if you have them, why do you have a lot? Because some people are clearly buying loads and loads. Give us a ring on that on 011 883 0702 072 702 1702. 19 minutes past 3. Let's find out what the traffic looks like. Still early, but it can change.
Well, yeah, still looking good, John. On our roads are free flowing. No accidents have been reported on our highways. However, we still have a long list of faulty traffic lights in Joburg. There's traffic lights not working in Rand Park Ridge at Beyers Nordia and Jim Forshire in 4 ways at Monte Casino Boulevard and Witkoppen in the city of Tshwane in Anlin. Traffic lights not working at Paul Kruger and Lavender, as well as in Danville at Trans Orania and the N4 Vomhagen. If you come across any other traffic issues, kindly WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702.
Clement Maniatella.
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
So still on that cross-border element, if I acquire cryptocurrency in South Africa and transfer it to, let's say, an offshore exchange, does that transaction fall within South Africa's exchange control framework, even though I may not be physically sending South African rands out of the country?
Yes, it does. Effectively, if you are purchasing cryptocurrency, there are a number of ways that you can purchase it. You can purchase cryptocurrency sort of off exchange on your sort of peer-to-peer type transactions where you enter into an exchange transaction with another individual. So that is one way of doing it. You can also purchase cryptocurrency offshore.
Natalie Scott is the director at Workman's Attorneys.
Clements Maniatella.
9 to 12 on 702.
Planning for retirement doesn't have to be overwhelming. PPS is hosting its 6th annual Retirement Summit on 19 September, where you can learn how to build, grow, and protect your wealth. Whether you're under 45 and focused on wealth accumulation or over 45 and thinking about wealth preservation, there's a dedicated program designed for your life stage. at only 150 Rand per person. Book now at pps.co.za/retirement summit. PPS, success is better shared. PPS is a licensed life insurer, controlling company, and authorized FSP.
A bigger and better national lottery is here. Play Powerball, Lotto, Daily Lotto, Match Play, and Instant Games. It's your chance to win big. Available at participating retailers, online, and on your banking app. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sizakai.
Need a last-minute gift? Checker 6060 will bring the toy aisle to you. Hot Wheels bands and Lego trends. Let's go 6060. Marvel minis and other figurines. Let's go 6060. All the Barbies and the plushies. Let's go 6060. Fisher Price and all things nice. Let's go 6060. Whatever they love, whatever their age, Checker 6060 will deliver today. Let's go 6060.
So the other day I get this call from an insurance company. And they asked me if I knew what their third-party policy entails. I said, third party? Whoa, big dog. I haven't even been invited to the first one yet. And they just put down the phone. I don't get it.
Don't get that insurance. Get Pineapple. It's easy to get and online. Pineapple FSP 48650 is underwritten by Omart Insure Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. T's and C's apply.
The smartphone of the future may not simply fit into your pocket. It could fold, move, and interact with the world around it. Today, catch 702 Drive with me, John Perlman. I'll be in conversation with Honor South Africa CEO Fred Zoe. Discover why smartphones are becoming more expensive, how Honor is balancing innovation with affordability, and what the new Honor Magic V6 and robot phone reveal about where technology is going next. Don't miss 702 Drive with me, John Perlman, in conversation with Honor today on 702.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Right, let's go down to Parliament. Underway currently a debate as part of a vote of no confidence against National Assembly Speaker Togo Didiza to find out exactly what got us here. Why is she the focus of this in the House? We welcome to the show Lindsay Dentling, our EWN colleague. Lindsay, a brief rewind before you tell us what's going on at the moment. How did we get here? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Well, this largely relates to the impeachment proceedings against President Cyril Ramaphosa that is underway in Parliament, or struggling to get underway in Parliament, however one looks at it. But it really goes back to the court challenges that the President has brought here in the Western Cape High Court, and the posture that National Assembly Speaker Togo Didiza has chosen to respond to these applications that the President has brought. And the EFF, which has tabled this motion of no confidence in the Speaker, by no means the only party who is unhappy with the route that she's chosen, but the party saying that they don't feel that she's acting in the best interest of Parliament, she's not being impartial, that she's looking to protect the President instead of defending Parliament, defending the institution, and putting up some kind of fight in the courts against the applications that the President has brought. And for that reason, the EFF feels she's not fit to be an impartial Speaker of Parliament and not able to separate her political party affiliation from her very neutral role she's expected to play in Parliament, John.
So, Lindsay, what are you hearing about the way the vote might actually go?
Well, the DA did indicate earlier today that they would not be supporting this motion of no confidence, despite the fact that they are one of the parties that have taken issue with the way in which the Speaker has approached these legal challenges, the way she's responded to the legal advice that she has ostensibly received. But they feel that despite the challenges that they have at the moment, it wouldn't be prudent at this particular point in time to vote in favor of that motion. So you can kind of do the maths, John. If the ANC and the DA at the very minimum bandy together, and we can expect that most of the parties in the GNU will do the same. Similarly, on the opposite side, we will expect the opposition parties to band with the EFF. That it is not likely that it will pass, but it is very difficult to say in politics, and certainly a motion of no confidence in a National Assembly Speaker is an extremely rare occasion. We have not seen one tabled and voted upon since 2014.
Thanks very much, Lindsay Dentlinger, just giving us an idea of what's happening down in Parliament. The debate underway, and of course, if there are significant updates, either in terms of what's said or indeed if the voting gets done fairly quickly. I understand it is a virtual meeting. Some people will be in the House, but a lot of people won't, in which case I would have thought the voting will move a lot quicker. Just on the subject of all those SIM cards, Chris says they are not only for people, referring to SIM cards. He says, my irrigation system has 14 SIM cards. So I must admit I'd never given that a moment's thought. If you use SIM cards for anything other than, the fairly bland and vanilla use of put them in a phone and ring people up and look at TikTok and the stuff we use our phones for, do some commercial transactions. But if there's a more, dare I say, industrial use or applied use of SIM cards, which I'm clearly not terribly boned up on, give me a ring or add to what Chris has contributed so far. It's 28 minutes past 3.
Bongani Bingwa, 702 Breakfast.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Gaten McKenzie saying he wants the VAR money back.
Obviously, I cannot speak on behalf of SAFAs, but like the public, I've also heard for the first time about the 21 days.
Let's go back to the World Cup. When you watched the World Cup preparations that were disrupted because some players and some officials didn't have visas, who should have been held accountable?
I think it was a calculated mistake there, and it may be about inexperience that they waited until the last moment.
Should heads have rolled?
I'm going to reserve my comment.
Why are you reserving? You're a senior.
No.
Come on now.
If you just go to the minute of the emergency committee, I've expressed a very strong opinion about what should have been done.
Bennett Bailey, the South African Football Association Cape Town president.
Morning, Bongani. Pule from Joburg. I tell you, my brother, you just wasted your time by inviting this Bennett guy. But what I know is that Danny Jordan's time has come.
Bongani Bingwa, 6 to 9.
On 702.
The Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra presents an unforgettable night of musical brilliance as Daniel Boyko takes the podium to lead a breathtaking program of classical masterpieces. Opening with Rossini's sparkling Barber of Seville overture, the program includes Mozart's famous double piano concerto and culminates with Mozart again, this time the Magnificent Symphony No. 39. Thursday, 27 August, Linda Auditorium at 7:30 p.m. Tickets available at Quicket.
The course is ready. The players are set. Watch as they step up to the tee and go for glory. From booming drives to crucial putts, birdies, eagles, and hole-in-ones, every shot could change the game. The tension is rising with every swing as the world's best battle it out. Explore an exciting selection of golf offerings with Hollywood Bets and back your favorites on the fairway. Bet now.
T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp HELP to 076 675 0710.
Cutting costs means more money for your business. Switch to Outsurance Business Insurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Here's Marshall from Bow Electrical.
I was with my other insurance for many years and then I switched to Outsurance Business Insurance. It was a one quick call. They give me a great cover and a great price. Give them a call. You have nothing to lose. I wish I have switched sooner.
Get a quote to switch and save today. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 0800 60,000. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
You'll drive 20 extra minutes, walk past 3 competitors, ignore every special sign just to get to your place, your bakery, your bookshop, your car wash, your family restaurant. Because loyalty doesn't always choose the closest, it chooses the best. Gauteng's Greatest Awards with 702, powered by Yoko. Rewarding the local businesses and entrepreneurs that have earned that place in your life. The businesses that deliver every time and keep you coming back for more. Go to primemediaplus.com now to view the awards categories and nominate the business that's earned your loyalty. Because if they're worth the drive, they're worth the nomination. Gauteng's greatest awards with 702. Powered by Yoko. Less admin, more time for what you love. Yoko, let's grow on 702 and primemediaplus.com.
Right, let's get the latest eyewitness news from Mbali Dlamini. We have had a drug bust at the OR Tambo International Airport. Mbali, what else do we know? Good afternoon.
Thanks, John. Good afternoon. While police are searching for the suspects linked to a 200 million rand drug bust at the OR Tambo International Airport, police and customs officials seized a combined 334 kilograms of suspected cocaine during two separate interceptions at that airport. The drugs were found in travel suitcases and cargo boxes, with no arrests being made so far. Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate says investigations are now focused on identifying those behind that shipment.
In the first incident, two large travel suitcases were intercepted at the airport terminal. The suitcases contained blocks of suspected cocaine weighing approximately 84 kilograms. In a separate interception at the cargo section, 4 boxes containing approximately 250 kilograms of suspected cocaine were packed into 220 blocks were also seized.
The bail application of a Tshwane Metro Police officer and his lawyer wife accused of defrauding 3 deceased estates continues in the Polokwane Magistrates Court this afternoon. Peter Kakash Nonyane and Charlotte Dibana are back in court, with the state continuing to oppose their release on bail. The state alleges Dibana used her position as an executor to unlawfully transfer millions from estate accounts. Mongezi Koko reports.
The bail hearing has already heard evidence from 2 state witnesses, including the investigating officer Putisho Tobejane. Tobejane has told the court that Tibana could interfere with the ongoing investigation if released on bail. A second state witness, Colonel Daniel Makua, also testified yesterday, saying Tibana did not have authority to transfer funds from the estate's accounts into hers or her husband's accounts. The state alleges the couple defrauded 3 estates of more than 4 million rand between 2024 and this year. The case initially involved allegations of about 1.75 million rand, but further allegations have since been added. The state is expected to continue presenting its case against bail, with the defense expected to cross-examine the second witness. The couple remain in custody. Mongezi Koko, Eyewitness News.
And South Africa and Brazil are discussing joint efforts to combat transnational crime. The discussions include cooperation to counter drug trafficking, as well as the training and capacity building of officials. The discussions took place at the South Africa-Brazil 8th Joint Commission in Pretoria today. Anelita Fandese is there.
The security cooperation is significant given that both South Africa and Brazil face challenges linked to organized crime and the movement of illegal drugs through international trade and transport networks. The two countries are looking beyond traditional defense ties, with the focus also on information sharing, training and strengthening the capacity of law enforcement and security officials. For South Africa, this could provide an opportunity to draw on Brazil's experience in dealing with complex transnational crime networks, while also strengthening cooperation between the two countries' security institutions. Anelita Fandese, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
It's a partly cloudy afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 27 degrees.
Traffic is sluggish in 4 ways on Winnie Mandela Drive from the N1 to Broad Acres Drive, and in Hermanstad, traffic sluggish leaving the Pretoria CBD. That's on Eskiam Pahlele between Vomhagen and the R80.
The top story in EWN, police are searching for suspects linked to a 200 million rand drug bust at the OR Tambo International Airport.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays,
12 to 1.
We're telling the stories of hope dealers in Joburg. How important is that for people to say, maybe it's falling apart, maybe it needs some love, but we can fix it ourselves?
It's a beautiful thing to have hope, but if you're alone, you tend to lose hope. So now when you're with a community like this, It just gives you that push to actually go forward. They will grow. Maybe they're going to start coaching. Maybe they'll play tennis. Or they're going to go to university and become something bigger.
That's the story of the Joburg Tennis Grassroots Foundation.
The Midday Report.
With Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
The smartphone of the future may not simply fit into your pocket. It could fold, move, and interact with the world around it. Today, catch 702 Drive with me, John Perlman, in conversation with Honor South Africa CEO Fred Zhou. Discover how smartphones are becoming more expensive, how Honor is balancing innovation with affordability, and what the new Honor Magic V6 and robot phone reveal about where technology is going next. Don't miss 702 Drive with me, John Perlman, in conversation with Honor today on 702.
Uncertainty is rising, but your business still has to deliver. Production targets need to be met. And when your workforce is out of balance, the cost is immediate. Too many employees? Costs climb. Too few? Productivity drops. Workforce staffing helps businesses stay in control with flexible workforce solutions, deployed within 48 hours nationwide. When demand changes, your workforce can change with it. Visit workforcestaffing.co.za. Stay productive, stay flexible, stay in control.
It's a good thing you're naked in traffic, because what if the highway is jammed during rush hour and you're the reason why? With Naked, you can request tow truck assistance instantly on the app. Go to naked.insure now and get comprehensive car insurance at a lower premium. Because when bad things happen, it's a good thing you're naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
To walk the talk is to turn words into meaningful actions. And it's what we at 702 are committed to doing every day. We are also committed to following the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct. To give you balanced programming, fair comments, and accurate news. But if we stumble along the way and you feel we are not living up to the code, let us know on comment@702.co.za. And if after that you're still not happy, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission. Email bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
You're with John Perlman
on 702.
702 Drive, it's 21 minutes now to 4, still to come on the show. The ANC has announced that mayoral candidates will need to have a postgraduate degree to be considered. Is that the best way of ensuring you get excellence in these crucial positions, be they in municipalities or metros? We'll put that question to Professor Alex van den Heever, governance expert. He's with us at about 10 past 4. When we're done chatting to the prof, we'll have some questions for you as well. But start thinking about it. I mean, when people present their characteristics and their qualifications for taking up positions, either as councillors or officers higher up, perhaps an MMC, member of a mayoral committee responsible for something important, what are you looking for in a candidate? And do formal qualifications actually make a difference to you? I'd like to know what you think about that, but we'll talk to Prof. Alex van den Heever first. 20 minutes to 4.
EWN Sport.
Tolakele, very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, John. And the Proteas are gearing up for a return to action where they'll be taking on Namibia on Friday in the first game of a tri-series that also involves Zimbabwe. Devalt Brevis goes into the games hoping to carry on the fine form he exhibited during the 100 competition. That's where he scored 212 runs in 8 innings for the London Spirit.
You have to respect the game. You have to respect the moment almost, because you can be on 40 of 17 balls and then you just end up on the non-striker's end for about a whole set of 10 to 15 balls. And then you kind of just have to realize that moment. Just take that next ball really on merit. And if it's there, it must go. But also remember that the flow of the game is a bit affected there. You haven't faced for about 15 to 20 balls.
On day 4 of their second test against India, Sri Lanka were 229 for 6 in their second innings to lead by just 16 runs. Nawata on 3 alongside Danasha on 7 will resume their innings in the morning, while Manav Sata has so far taken 2 for 81. India lead the 2-match series 1-0 following a 165-run win in the first game. Switching over to the Betway Premiership, where Orlando Pirates continued their impressive start to the season following a 2-0 win over Sekhukhune United, which moved them 3 points clear at the top. Boitumelo Radapane and Oswin Apollo scored in each half to hand the reigning champions the win in what was Adeslam Wadu's 50th game in charge. Despite recording his 37th win with the Buccaneers, he wasn't happy with how his side performed in the second of 3 games in 1 week against Babina Noko.
Today we won 3 points. I'm happy for the boys. I'm happy for myself and for the fans. But we don't deserve to win today. Today they were far away better than us. And I want to congratulate the Sekhukhune players and the way that they start that game. I know that it will not be easy. It will not be easy to qualify to the final. I think if we don't find a solution in 3 days, it can be very, very difficult.
Enrico Ioni played a key role as New Zealand came from 18 points behind to defeat the Lions 41-35 and maintain a perfect tour record. The All Blacks had trailed 35-17 after 49 minutes, but fought back to seal victory in the final minute. Dave Rennie rested all 15 his starters from their first test win over the Springboks last Saturday, while he singled out flanker Ethan Blackadder for praise.
I'm keen to go back and look at it, but he was all over the park. He got his hands on a lot of ball, post tackle. He carried a lot for us. He made a lot of tackles and support play. He's just got a big engine, Ethan, and he's all arms and legs, but had a massive impact on the game tonight.
Tolagile Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Okay, we need to see what's happening out on the roads. Hermanstad is getting busy early. Karabachali, why?
Yeah, that's leaving the Pretoria CBD. Not yet clear what's causing this slow-moving traffic at this hour. But yeah, you can expect delays through Hermanstad on Eskiam Pahlele. Between Vomhagen and the R80, if you're on that route, please let us know. You can WhatsApp us on 072 702 1702. Still in the city of Tshwane. There's an accident scene in Waterkloof. This is on the N1 southbound. Before Rigel Avenue, slowing down traffic leaving Linwood heading towards Centurion. 4 ways. Traffic is a bit sluggish on Winnie Mandela Drive. This is between the N1 and Broad Acres. If you come across any other traffic issues, you can also SMS us on 31702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
702 proudly presents the Dina Letty stage at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz 2026.
We're gonna have some fun. You guys ready?
This is Jazz Reignited.
Jazz.
Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.
You're with John Perlman
on 702.
702 Drive at 16 minutes to 4. I'm just curious to know how many SIM cards people have. I actually realized that I think I have 2. I've got one for a router, and I was prompted with that by Ed, who said, I've got 4 in my name for my minor kids, 3 in my name, used for phone calls for different purposes, personal, family, business, etc., and 3 in my name for different Wi-Fi routers. I for a while, Tolakele, thought if you have lots of SIM cards, you're up to like some kind of sketchy business. But I've watched too much cop stuff on TV, and now I'm thinking probably of burner phones, where you make a call and say, Vinny, 10, 5, 1, and then you break the phone, and then you go and buy 40 more. I'm trying to remember the series. Oh, I know, it was The Wire. There was a whole series in The Wire where people were buying burner phones, and one guy bought 2, he went to the same place twice, and that's how they got caught. Anyway, SIM cards, how many do you have? And how many burner phones while we're about it?
Just one burner
Just the
phone,
one.
John. It's just for intimate stalking, nothing
Okay,
too hectic.
okay.
I have technically 3 because I do have a backup phone. I've got my main phone, and I've also got a router as well. I know other family members because some phones do the 2 SIM cards. And then Dominic Majola also has a phone that does 2 SIM cards, but one is not for WhatsApp and one is for like direct line calling. And it's always hilarious trying to get hold of her like via mobile because I never know which one is the one that's just WhatsApp and which one is just for the direct line. But also I don't understand why people have like multiple SIM cards unless you're running multiple businesses. Why?
Where do you keep them? I mean,
Exactly.
Anything really tiny, I lose. I mean, if they make them bigger, maybe the size of a notepad,
And
I
then you
might have
forget
more.
the PIN and then you have to give a PAC
Yeah,
number. Where do you find the
no,
PAC number?
No. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. But as I think it was Chris pointed out earlier, he has 14 SIM cards that he uses to run an irrigation system. So applications in the world of commerce or home maintenance or whatever, please fill me in on those details. I'm very keen to learn more. Still to come on the show, we are going to be talking to Tami Shabalala, a singer in the Ladysmith Black Mambazo, legends of South African music, and he's going to talk about the music they made with the late Dolly Parton. I'm really looking forward to that. That's coming away at 10 to 5.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
John and the clan, Norman in Kempton Park. I have a prepaid SIM card, which I had over 20 years. So this is the number that everybody has known that would be able to call me that I haven't seen me in 15 years and still find me. And then I recently took a contract. So I have the second SIM card. The second SIM card, which is the one I use now to call people. I don't know the number to tell you a secret, but the people that I call with know the number because that's a number they now come to recognize. That's how I have two SIM cards.
Yeah, thanks for that. Now, I've got in front of me, because I said we've been trying to get hold of SAFA, the South African Football Association, to find out more details about what it is that they have to say about the money that's being claimed from them by Sports, Arts and Culture Minister Gayton McKenzie. I thought I heard him say in the beginning he wants 13 million rand back. Yesterday he was talking about 30 million, and in the SAFA statement they now talk about 20 million rand that was transferred to them in April this year. So it's a little bit confusing. We're going to go through the press statement a little bit later and try and get some details out of that. We did once again invite SAFA to come on the show. They said everything we want to say and need to say at the moment is in the press statement. So let me undertake to go through it in some detail later in the show. It's 12 minutes now to 4.
Aubrey Masango.
Weekday evenings,
8 to midnight.
It's interesting how we are able to raise the profile of an individual to the point where that person is called professor. When the moment of reckoning comes, we discover that actually this is just a nice auntie from KwaZulu-Natal. I'm talking about Mary Diaz. Remember, I've been asking them, I was told this one is deep in her understanding of current affairs. Then she started to speak and I said, come on, man. There are just some people that are just imposters. You see them from far, you say, that one, even the walk is not right. Neither walk.
Aubrey Masango.
8 to midnight on 702.
702. Some parcels are more than parcels. They're gifts, opportunities, supplies, and moments people are counting on. That's why CourierIt makes it easy to book, send, and track your parcel online, moving it from your door to anywhere nationwide. And with 2,700 pickup points, sending has never been more convenient. With real-time visibility, reliable delivery, and people who care, we help you deliver what matters. Move it with CourierIt, because your parcel deserves more. Sign up on courierit.co.za.
Are you an investor who likes easy access to your money, or do you prefer locking it away?
Absolutely, to both.
ABSA has an account for you. Earn up to 7.5% with ABSA Cash Invest Tracker and get immediate access to your money. Or earn up to 7.7% with a 12-month dynamic fixed deposit account. Invest on the ABSA app. Your story matters. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply. Minimum investment required. Rates as of July 2026.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Okay, let me just update you then on what, in essence, SAFA is saying. They're saying in April, Sports, Arts and Culture transferred 20 million rand to them to support the implementation of VAR in South African football. SAFA says that they had already conducted a comprehensive technical evaluation of technology service providers. They'd identified 3 possible VAR providers, but had not entered into contracts. They said that in May, the SAFA NEC approved the implementation of the project in principle, but they then said the NEC, before any contractual commitments could be made, the project budget, cost assumptions and procurement considerations needed to be subjected to further review by the Finance Committee. And then they set up a task team to look into that. They said they've been consulting with the Premier Soccer League through a joint liaison committee that they have, and there have been presentations to that committee by this joint liaison committee. They say that governance, financial verification and due diligence has taken longer than initially anticipated, but they make, and this is the key point, it is important to emphasize that the 20 million rand received from Sports, Arts and Culture has not been spent. It remains secure in a separate account together with the interest accrued pending the completion of the outstanding governance, budget verification and procurement processes. I would suggest that from everything they're saying there, it sounds to me that they're going about it the right way. There seems to be a real rush on the side of the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture to get these things done. SAFA is saying, hey, okay, we're going to do it, but we're not going to do it in a rush. We're going to make sure that, first of all, and I like the expression, by the way, the financial assumptions, i.e., once you've spent getting it set up, what will it cost you to keep it going? And if you don't have that money, maybe you shouldn't get started in the first place. Don't build a hospital if you don't have money for doctors and nurses, might be an analogous way of putting it. So, would have loved to have SAFA on, but the best we can do is the statement they've given us. 702 Drive, it is 8 minutes now to 4 o'clock.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Right, at this time, 702 Drive with me, John Perlman, is in conversation with Honor, Dare to Be. First, phones became smart, then they became foldable. Now they can move, respond, and interact with the world around them. But as smartphones evolve, so does the price consumers are expected to pay. To explore how Honor is balancing innovation with affordability and what the Magic V6 and robot phone reveal about the future, we're joined by Honor South Africa CEO Fred Joe. Nin hao. Thank you for joining us here on 702 Drive. It's great to have you on the show. Smartphones are becoming more expensive. Why?
Wow, that's a tough question. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Fred Zhou. I'm the CEO of South Africa. And so according to that, the question you just mentioned, that the price of the handset getting more and more expensive.
Right.
I think there is some common reasons from the industries. There is some reasons from the industry. The first one is about the memory crisis. We understand this year is the year of AI. Mm-hmm. So the database actually consume a lot of high-speed memories.
Right.
So the capacity is certain because you can't build more capacities in 1 year. So when the AI demand is picking up and the profit from that side is big, so the manufacturer will definitely automatically will reduce the capacity for the consumer parts. So that push the memory price increase. But I think right now it's a common sense in the industries, but from our owner side, we are trying our best, let's say, to hold the price and still make the phone accessible to all the consumers. So right now we partner with a lot of fintech customers,
right,
and at the same time with our network customers to give them the consumers more options to get the decent phones for them.
So good quality phones made more affordable. A lot of people want their phones to be foldable. People like convenience, but I think they also like new things. You've launched something called the V6. Tell us about it.
Yes, actually, we just launched our V6, Magic V6 today, which is our latest foldable phones, as you can see in my hands.
Yes.
Yeah. So Honor as a leader from the foldable phones, we are the first one to make the foldable phones as thin as a bar phone, which is less than 1 centimeters.
Right.
And at the same time, we never sacrifice, let's say, the look or the phone with the spec and the functions. So in this slim body, ultra slim body, we empowered the phone with a 6,660 milliamp battery. So which means even with a large screen, the phone can last for more than 1 day, no matter if you are a heavy user or you are a tech safe.
Yeah. So you're not alone in the studio. I mean, I'm here, of course, but you are together here with your colleague, Lionel Chen. Welcome to you as well, Mr. Chen. You are a product marketing manager at Honor South Africa. The Honor robot phone. Whenever I hear about robots, I get nervous, but I probably shouldn't. Tell us about the Honor robot phone. We'll talk about something to do with the World Humanoid Robot Games in a moment, but the phone first. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So this is Lionel, Honor's marketing manager. So actually today I just introduced Honor robot phone to a big audience.
Okay.
And Honor robot phone we just launched in China a few days ago, and we're still considering to bring to the global markets. But now we can't wait to introduce to bring it to South Africa and show it to our South Africa audience, to show how innovative Honor can be. So Honor robot phone is the world's first robotic phone, and with an integration of AI robotic body, AI intelligence, and cinematic imaging capabilities. And especially, it has a 4 degrees of freedom gimbal camera made of titanium. So it can make it rise, and especially we use this, we work with ARRI on this phone. We introduced ARRI technology into 3 elements, log C3, curve, and also ARRI looks, and we developed the ARRI cinema mode on a robot phone. So basically, even if you're a daily content creator, you can still shoot Hollywood production level videos, because ARRI is a famous designer in the world for the professional cinema cameras.
Yeah. I mean, I use phones at a very basic level, so I'm sure the people out there who understand the potential of what you're describing. But I want to come back to Fred Joe and ask you this. The second World Humanoid Robot Games was held fairly recently, and your phone broke the record. I mean, first of all, what was the competition, and what did the phone do that earned it this acclaim?
So actually, that's a robotics like event gaming.
Okay.
So all the manufacturers who produce like the humanoid robot will participate, and that for the racing, for the jumping, and for lotto like different things. And that's slightly different from this robot phone in my hands. That's for the humanoid robot.
Right.
So there is a 100-meter race, 400, and 1,000.
For phones?
No, for the
robots.
For the robot.
I was going to say, it's hard keeping track of your phone at the best of times. You don't want it racing away. But finish the thought. So what are you showing me now?
So this is the robot phone,
okay.
just mentioned.
Yeah.
So you can see,
So basically, I'm going to introduce more about this phone. So it has a 40-degree camera, gimbal camera. So basically, you can activate this camera by like this. So the gimbal will arise once you open up the camera. So basically, it's a combination of robot and the phone. And we work with ARRI to introduce the latest technology to this phone. And amazingly, in terms of spec, it has 200 megapixel a camera and 2 50 megapixel camera. So this is a high level spec for the content creators.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be delighted to have it. One more thought from you, Fred. You are brandishing your phone, ready to tell me something.
So from our side, as I want to just mention one thing to all the 702 listeners. Actually, today we just released our new slogan and our new brand image. We call it, our new slogan is Dare to Be.
Okay.
So it's something, let's say, dare to be different, dare to be like jump out of the circle. So that's why we bring this robot phone to the market, because we believe the phone handset industries need something new.
Yeah.
Need something to be more like get the consumers to be more excited. And also it's some indications that Honor, as a global leading AI ecosystem companies, we can, with our cutting edge technologies, we can combine different things and make some, like, no matter from the foldables or the bar phones into the robot phones, to make something people, when they first see it, they will say, wow, that's something different.
Well, I would definitely say that is something different. Thank you so much. Fred Joe, CEO of Honor South Africa, thanks for your time on 702 and welcome. And thanks as well to Lionel Chen, also with Honor South Africa, where he is the product marketing manager. Honor disrupts the premium market with the launch of its new foldable benchmark, the Magic V6, alongside the revolutionary robot phone. Designed for high-end market consumers, with business and tech leaders to lifestyle and sports professionals, the Ultra Slim Magic V6 combines record-breaking battery endurance, flagship-grade durability, and seamless Apple cross-ecosystem connectivity. With intelligent AI agents and large-screen multitasking, it goes beyond a reliable smartphone to become a powerful productivity tool. Want to find out more? Well, visit honor.com for more. 702 Drive. It's just gone 4 o'clock. It's time for the news.
This is EWN.
Julius Malema says Didiza is not fit to hold top parliamentary position, and tourists, including South Africans, missing in Nepal. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. EFF leader Julius Malema says National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza is not fit for the job. Speaking in a parliamentary sitting this afternoon, Malema motivated his motion of no confidence against her. He has accused Didiza of not wanting to hold President Cyril Ramaphosa accountable for events connected to the theft of US dollars from his farm in Palapala in 2020. The EFF says it expected her to oppose the court application brought by the president to stay his impeachment proceedings. Malema says in choosing to abide by a court decision instead, Didiza has sought to shield Ramaphosa from accountability.
Ms. Thoko Didiza, the current speaker, now forms part of this generation of speakers who put president first and the constitution second. Not only has she dragged her feet, but she has actively failed to execute her responsibilities in defense of the oversight duties of Parliament.
Let's stay in Parliament. Crime Fighting Unit, the Hawks, have revealed allegations of deep corruption and systemic failures in procurement at the Department of Defence. The Hawks told Parliament today that they've already made a number of arrests, with several cases referred to the NPA for prosecution. Some members of the Defence Committee have called for an inquiry into the alleged corruption, which has also racked up 16 billion rand in irregular expenditure. Babalondenze reports.
Senior Hawks officials told the Defence Committee today that they are investigating a total of 13 cases of corruption in the department, with 9 already referred to the NPA. Divisional Commissioner for National Priority Offences Operations, Lieutenant General Dumsani Mboto, explained the nature of the tender manipulation and corruption in a case where the department lost 100 million rand.
They relate to the supply of spares that came with a misrepresentation that they are coming from an overseas country, which is Germany in this case, while they were procured locally.
Committee member Phumlani Khubukeli says the corruption needs a deeper investigation.
Such a commission must investigate the full extent of procurement manipulation.
Committee chairperson Dakota Legwete said while the criminality is concerning, there's no need for a parliamentary probe, and the Hawks must continue with their investigations. Babalo Ndenze, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
To the Madlanga Commission now, alleged crime boss Vusimuzi Matala has refused to divulge his discussion with KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi about alleged cartel member Steve Mutsumi. His refusal caused a prolonged legal argument at the Commission today, as he claims the evidence will be used in upcoming trials. Matala has been unpacking his meeting with Mkhwanazi in April last year. The meeting was arranged by then KZN Hawks head Lisija Sinona for Mkhwanazi's assistance on the cancelled controversial Medicare 24 contract. Matlala became reluctant as Mkhwanazi's prior testimony was read out today, revealing Matlala gave information about the so-called feared businessman.
He told me about Steve Mutsumi. He gave me the address of the house of Steve Mutsumi. What discussion did you have with General Mkhwanazi about Mr. Mutsumi?
Like I said before, Advocate, that this is something that we're going to contest in court, so I'd rather not comment on this thing.
Two men accused of human trafficking have been granted bail by the Durban Magistrates Court. One of the accused is a prominent Durban businessman whose name has come up several times at the Madlanga Commission. It's alleged they lured women from Johannesburg to Durban with the promise of jobs, only to force them into prostitution. Tabiso Koba reports.
The alleged offences took place between February and March 2022. Magistrate Sharon Marks says the state has dragged its feet in prosecuting the matter. She says no satisfactory explanation was given over why there was a 4-year delay to bring the matter to court. She says there is no evidence the two men will interfere or intimidate the witnesses if they are released on bail, as they had not done so in the past 4 years. The prominent Durban businessman was granted bail of 50,000 rand, while bail for his co-accused was set at 100,000 rand. The matter returns to court on the 22nd of October. Tabiso Koba, Eyewitness News, Durban.
And in news making international headlines, in Nepal, authorities are working to locate over 380 tourists that cannot be reached. The tourists, including some South Africans, have been lost after a massive flood tore through the border region with Tibet. According to police, at least 8 bodies have been recovered from floodwaters, but it's still unclear if any of them are connected to the uncontactable tourists. Officials say they still do not know the extent of the damage, but have alerted people staying near the affected riverside to relocate. Gold is trading at $4,624.57 an ounce. The rand is at 15.96 to the dollar, 21.73 to the pound, 18.61 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $86.04 a barrel.
Waterkloof, Pretoria, there's that accident seen on the N1 southbound before Rigel Avenue, slowing down traffic. Edenvale, traffic heavily backed up on the R24 westbound. From Edenvale Road to the Gilulis interchange, and in Noordgesig heading towards Orlando. There's slow-moving traffic on the N17 westbound from the N1 to the Soweto Highway traffic circle.
In your sports, Deval Brevis looking to continue his hot streak as the Proteas switch attention to Tri-Series against World Cup 2027 co-hosts. Orlando Pirates win again, but Abdeslam Madou not pleased with their performance. And Ethan Blackadder impresses as New Zealand surge past the Lions.
A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to overnight lows of 8 degrees, peaking at 21. Pretoria 11 and 22, and Vereeniging 6 and 25 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour. EFF leader Julius Malema says National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza is simply not fit for the job.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
7:02.
Drive home with John Perlman.
John Perlman, 3 to 6 p.m.
On 92.7 and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
7:02 Drive, it's 9 minutes past 4. Good to have you with us on the show. Coming up shortly, we're going to be talking to Professor Alex van den Heever. He's a governance expert, talking to us in response to the ANC announcing that their mayoral candidates actually all need to have postgraduate degrees. It sounds like a good idea. If you've got a postgraduate degree, you ought to be good at running a municipality or a metro, but is it that simple? What kind of qualifications are you actually looking for? In fairness and in fullness of what the ANC had to say, I'm quoting Figile Mbalula here talking to Norman Masungwini at News 24. You must also have a little bit of experience. I would assume more than a little bit, but perhaps just that was the turn of phrase in running a municipality and sophisticated economies. Because we have seen that when we just take someone without putting an emphasis on qualifications to run these municipalities, it has become a bigger challenge. So we'll get Alex Prof van den Heever's view on this, but crucially, I'd love to get yours. I mean, what criteria are you looking for when you have a local government election, as we're about to embark on in November, and then key positions start being allocated? Mayor, members of mayoral committees. What for you would be the right kind of qualifications? And does university academic qualifications, do they come into it at all for you? Give us your thoughts, please, on 072 7021 702 and 011-883-0702. Later in the show, we're going to respond to some really, really powerful conversations going on about the life and music of Dolly Parton. And we've chosen to focus on something that she did in all the music she made that really was quite remarkable with our very own Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Take a listen to this.
It's getting dark, too dark to see. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door. Knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah, it's gorgeous stuff. We're going to be talking at 10 to 5 to Tamsanqa Shabalala, singer in Ladysmith Black Mambazo, about his memories of making music with the late Dolly Parton. And while we are on that, let me just say that for our music feature, much, much later in the show, around 20 to 6, I'm going to ask you to choose your very, very favorite collaboration between African musicians. They don't have to be South African musicians and artists from the United States, from Europe, from anywhere else in the world. It could be Brazil, it could be anywhere. But collaborations, the very, very best in your view of people from other parts of the world with musicians and artists from Africa. Start sending us those, please, on 072 702 1702 and 011 883 0702.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
Good morning, John and team. It's Victoria from Centurion. And regarding this discussion around SIM cards, it just reminds me of where I used to work before. I used to use data loggers, and we would install those on water meters in remote areas. And for the data loggers to transmit the readings, each of them used to have a SIM card in them. And so these SIM cards would then transmit the data logging readings so that we don't have to go and download them manually in these remote areas. So yes, that's another cool application as well for SIM cards. Thank you. Great show as always.
Hi, John. So South Africa is one of the most sought after contact center destination for multinational corporations. And one of the basic requirements for these contact centers is a basic degree, like an undergrad. And all you do is say, hello, how may I advance your call? If you are going to handle a 17 billion budget and you do not have a basic accounting, it is difficult for me to trust that you are going to be sensible with the decisions that you are going to make. And there has not been track record of people with a standard 8 that have handled these budgets well. So I can send you.
Yeah, thank you for those. 702 Drive. It's now 14 minutes past 4.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS the word out to 45142 now, and you could save on car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. Karabo Charlie with the latest from the road.
Well, at this stage in Waterkloof, Pretoria, accident seen on the N1 southbound before Rigel Avenue, slowing down traffic. Hermanstad leaving the Pretoria CBD. Traffic is a bit sluggish on Eskiam Patlele between Vormhagen and the R80 Bryanston, traveling towards four ways. There's slow-moving traffic. N1 southbound. This is from Rivonia Road to Winnie Mandela Drive. Edenvale heading towards Bedfordview. That's leaving Alexandra, heading towards Germiston Bedfordview. There's about a 30-minute delay. N3 south from Modderfontein Road to Van Buren. Still in Edenvale, this time coming from the Kempton Park area. Traffic heavily backed up on the R24 westbound from Edenvale Road to the Kilulis interchange. Protea Glen still bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is on the N12 westbound from the R554 Abu Bakr Drive all the way to the R558. In Nooitgezicht heading into Orlando, Soweto, slow-moving traffic. N17 westbound from the N1 to the Soweto Highway traffic circle. And finally, peak hour traffic. This is driving through the Joburg CBD on the M1 southbound from Killarney Bends to the Crown Interchange. For the latest traffic updates, you can also follow us on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
The OUTsurance pointsmen can't help with your teenagers' mood swings, but they can get the traffic flowing smoothly, so you get to the school with enough time for a proper goodbye. The OUTsurance pointsmen are real heroes in green and purple, easing traffic congestion and making our lives easier for almost 21 years. Just another way you always get something out. In proud partnership with 702. Show them some love online using hashtag #PointsmenLove. OUTsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
Bongani Bingwa, 702 Breakfast.
Weekday mornings, 6 to 9.
Gaten McKenzie saying he wants the VAR money back.
Obviously, I cannot speak on behalf of SAFA, but like the public, I've also heard for the first time about the 21 days.
Let's go back to the World Cup. When you watched the World Cup preparations that were disrupted because some players and some officials didn't have visas, who should have been held accountable?
I think it was a calculated mistake there. And it may be about inexperience that they waited until the last moment.
Should heads have rolled?
I'm going to reserve my comment.
Why are you reserving? You're a senior.
No.
Come on now.
If you just go to the minute of the emergency committee, I've expressed a very strong opinion about what should have been done.
Bennett Bailey, the South African Football Association Cape Town president.
Morning, Bongani. Pule from Joburg. I tell you, my brother, you just wasted your time by inviting this Bennett guy. But what I know is that Danny Jordan's time has come.
Bongani Bingwa, 6 to 9.
On 702.
Mandy Wiener's podcast, The Hope Dealers, tells the stories of the people changing the narrative in Joburg. Mandy has spent weeks witnessing the passion and the collective action of the Hope Dealers, who are individuals and organizations working to restore and rejuvenate Jozi. Catch a new episode of the podcast on the Midday Report every Wednesday after the news headlines, or watch the full The Hope Dealers video on Prime Media Plus. This week, Mandy spends time with Sifiso Gumbi and the Urban Surfer team, bringing dignity and redemption to rubbish reclaimers who collect what we call rubbish. The Hope Dealers on Prime Media Plus.
Sometimes life gives you more than you expected. Like when you were expecting twins and were blessed with quadruplets. Joy. Enjoy more family time in the Haval H6 with the spacious interior and advanced safety features everyone will love. From only $5,399 per month. Visit gwm.co.za for T's and C's and to book a test drive. GWM. Go with more. Brought to you by GWM Finance, a division of Westbank, and authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
It's a good thing you're naked at the mall. Because what if you're absolutely certain that you parked on level 3, but level 3 has no idea what you're talking about? With Naked, you can submit your car theft claim instantly on the app. Go to naked.insure now and get comprehensive car insurance at a lower premium. Because when bad things happen, it's a good thing you're naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
The Festival of Motoring, powered by Westbank, returns to the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit from 28th to 30 August. Experience thrilling track drives, supercars, drifting, 4x4 adventures, and the very latest in automotive innovation. Book your tickets now on Howler, the Festival of Motoring, where legacy meets innovation.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
Right, let's focus our attention now on local government elections and what is it that people actually need to be capable of acting as the mayor, either of a municipality or a metro. Well, the ANC has spoken very clearly on this issue now. They say that their mayoral candidates must have postgraduate degrees. It raises all sorts of questions about what are you actually looking for upon a politician, somebody who is meant to not just drive the business of the municipality or the metro, but also make clear-eyed decisions about what the money is for and how it can best be spent. They don't do that alone, Perhaps the skill that you most need is knowing who you should ask and who you should listen to most closely. It's a complicated set of propositions. Let's see if we can unravel them a little. And welcome to the show, governance expert, Professor Alex van den Heever. Prof, welcome and thanks very much for your time. I realize that a postgraduate qualification may not necessarily make an excellent mayor, but is it a step in the right direction?
Yeah, I think that they do need postgraduate qualifications. I do think that they need to be competent in the areas that are required for complex decision making in a city. So it's not just the mayor; it's the mayoral committee, and it's the council itself, and essentially all of them have fiduciary responsibilities and need to have an ability to understand how to run a municipality. And if they don't have postgraduate qualifications, it's quite difficult to expect them to be in that position. And in many cases, I get feedback from civil servants that are doing our courses where they're actually quite irritated at the fact that many of the political people have no qualifications at all and no ability. They lack the qualifications of the actual civil servants, and it becomes difficult to engage with them. So this is part of the problem, is that you do need to have a fairly sophisticated person in that position from a governance perspective and an ability to problematize their municipalities, develop strategies, and also hold officials and people to account for complex issues, including the finances.
I mean, isn't one of the problems, though, that if you've got the right qualifications and the wrong mindset, you might have an arrogant and equally ignorant politician who has behind them the letters that signal they have a postgraduate qualification, but they don't know how to listen, they don't know what they don't know, and crucially, they don't know who to ask or how to pay proper attention to somebody if they're getting advice. I mean, I get the point you're making that those qualifications suggest a certain level of education, but you'd need other qualities as well, I would think.
Yes, you would. But if you were looking at the person and the team that would, from a board, a supervisory board, and an executive team that must be responsible for managing a major financial institution,
right?
You would require minimum qualifications, but you'd also require those other qualities. It's not insufficient of itself. It must be people who are capable of providing a degree of appropriate leadership, which includes listening,
yes,
and how to deal with people. So those are important qualities. The question is whether the political process that we have at the moment actually brings to the front the kinds of qualities that are necessary for these complex organizations. So a large metro is as complex as a large financial organization, and
probably
yet we have people running them who are just not. You would never put them close to a complex organization. They're not capable at all. They're not capable of looking at the finances. They're not capable of strategic decision making. They don't have very good management skills. They don't necessarily have to listen. So the qualification is I would argue, a necessary but insufficient condition for leadership, and
yes,
and also for people who are in supervisory positions. In other words, if you're a ward council, you form part of the actual council structure, you're meant to hold people to account, or you're meant to be part of the decision-making process one way or another through votes, etc. So you really don't want to have people who don't know what they're doing in those positions. But I think what's concerning is that the political parties have not been selecting people who should be in those positions. And essentially, that is a problem of how the electorate reads the different political parties. If somebody's prepared to put very, very low-quality people into these political positions, you have to question the judgment of that party, and you really shouldn't be voting for that.
Prof. Alex van den Heever, governance expert. Lots of food for thought there. What are your views? Get in touch. 072-702-1702.
In the last 24 hours, this is what's happened in your world.
A police captain who was part of the investigation into the murder of former Knysna Mayor Aubrey Tsengwa has been shot dead. Officers say a suspect was also killed in this morning's shootout. The officer was deployed to the area as part of investigations into Tsengwa's murder, as well as 2 other people in separate shootings last week.
The police official attached to the tactical response team was part of an integrated team deployed in the area Pretoria as part of investigations into 3 murders involving a councillor that occurred last week.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Whether you're climbing the career ladder or gearing up for retirement, proper financial planning is always going to be key. And the Professional Provident Society Retirement Summit, which is happening on the 19th of September, is designed to help ease all your anxieties around retirement and get you on the road to financial freedom no matter what stage of life you're currently at. This is the 6th edition, the PPS Retirement Summit will once again feature keynote speakers such as author and business speaker Bruce Whitfield, as well as financial expert Mapalo Maku. You'll also get to join stimulating panel discussions for under 45s and over 45s that address wealth accumulation, wealth preservation, and the different generational needs associated with each. So, why don't you secure your future by securing your seat? Do it at pps.co.za/retirement summit. Do it now. Registration costs R150 per person. That's a good investment, which is donated to the PPS Foundation in aid of developing education in South Africa. The Professional Provident Society Retirement Summit, Saturday 19 September at NH Sandton.
At Checkers, every day gets better and better. Get better freshness, better choices, and better value for money. With deals like Dower Egbert's Instant Coffee, 200 or 230 grams for $179.99. Bonita or Parmalat salted butter, 500 grams, any 2 for 139 rand. And shower to shower deodorant or roll-on, 50 or 150 mils, any 2 for 69 rand. Valid until 6 September, only at Checkers.
At Crawford International, confidence is built every day. We're encouraged to find our voice, think independently, and lead with courage, integrity, and compassion. In the classroom, on the sports field, and beyond. We learn to step forward, embrace opportunity, and make a meaningful difference. Crawford International, building global leaders. Join us for Open Day on 5 September and experience how we develop confident students ready to lead in a global world.
EWN Business.
Right, let's get the latest from the markets and say hi to Muteo Juaripe. He's ready to tell you what trade's been like so far. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. A big story coming out of the US. The owners of Facebook and Instagram Meta platforms has reached a $16.7 billion settlement. That's around 262 billion rand in a high-profile case concerning harm caused to teens through their social media platforms. Meta was facing a federal court case in the US to try fend off accusations from 29 US states that accuse the company of designing its social media platforms to hook children, lie to the public about the risks those platforms posed, and use its platforms to gather data on kids in violation of the law. Now, the settlement amount is significantly lower than Meta's worst case scenario, which was estimated at around $1.4 trillion in penalties, which represented the maximum potential penalties in all accusations put against it. Now, the case is the latest in a leg of lawsuits against social media companies meant to hold them accountable for their platforms. The applicants were also seeking product changes under consumer protection laws. Still not clear whether that will happen. The company's shares are up 4% on that news. Then in Europe, the equity markets, they're pushing up modestly on this Wednesday, holding a near 1 week high as a sharp slump in crude prices provided some relief. Germany's DAX gained 0.3%, while France's CAC 40 outperformed its peers with a surge of 0.6% rather. London's commodity-heavy FTSE 100 was also flat, pinned down by falling energy shares there. Some marginal gains for the JSE before market close. Industrials up 0.5%. Mining shares also up marginally today, about 30 minutes away from markets closing around the corner here in Sandton. Advotech up 5%. Aspen up 4.8%. Discovery getting gains of 4%, while Karoo up 2.6%, with Boxer Stores enjoying gains of 2.5%. The rand at this hour, 15 rand 96 cents against the US dollar, 18 rand 60 cents against the euro, and 21 rand 71 cents against the British pound. The price of gold is down by 0.5% at $4,622 an ounce, while platinum is also lower at $1,865. Brent crude up 1.7% this afternoon at $87.50 a barrel. More business in about an hour.
Thanks, Muteo. Looking forward to another chat and a look ahead to the Money Show tonight between 6 and 8. Right now it's 4:30. News time with Mbali Dlamini. Good afternoon again.
Thanks, John. Good afternoon. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis is accusing Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia of dragging his feet on giving Metro Police powers to investigate gang, gun and drug-related crimes. Hill-Lewis says the minister is yet to meet with the city despite being legally required to engage it with this dispute. The mayor lodged an intergovernmental dispute last month calling for talks on whether Metro Police should be given investigative powers or not. Ntutuzelo Nene reports.
Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis has now proposed new dates for an online meeting, saying the city wants to resolve the matter without going to court. Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia recently told Parliament's Police Portfolio Committee that he has an open mind about giving Metro Police investigative powers. But he told the committee there needs to be cross-party consensus on the issue. Hill-Lewis says that should not delay action.
Investigative powers for Metro Police are urgent for the sake of communities living in daily fear of gang and gun crime. We must make full use of all policing resources in Cape Town.
He argues that Metro Police are already equipped and ready to investigate specific crimes, while SAPS is under severe pressure. Ndutuzelo Nene, Eyewitness News.
Political parties and independent candidates only have 2 days left to finalize their nominations for November's local government elections. The IEC has set Friday, 5 o'clock as the deadline and says no submissions or changes will be accepted after that. The deadline is part of the IEC's formal election timetable. Mongezi Koko reports.
Political parties and independent candidates now have just 2 days to make sure that their nomination details are complete and submitted. The IEC says its online candidate nomination system will close at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon. After that, no further submissions or changes will be allowed. The Commission is urging participants not to wait until the last minute, saying this will allow it to move smoothly into the next stages of the election process. The November local government elections will determine the country's municipal councils, with the IEC now moving closer to finalizing the candidates who will appear on the ballot. Mongezi Koko, Eyewitness News.
And in the UK, an inquest into the death of former Cambridge University academic Jason Ade has been opened. Ade, appointed the university's youngest ever black professor, was found dead at his home earlier this month. His death came amid high-profile plagiarism allegations against him. The academic faced allegations he had plagiarized parts of his doctoral thesis and exaggerated some of his personal achievements. Ade disputed the claims against him and alleged that those claims stemmed from a racist agenda. A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Lows of between 6 and 8 degrees and highs of between 21 and 25.
Waterkloof expect about a 20-minute delay heading towards Centurion. This is on the N1 southbound from the Proof Plus interchange all the way to Rigel Avenue due to an earlier accident. Hermanstad traffic congested on Eskiam Pahlele. That's leaving the Pretoria CBD between Wormhagen and the R80 in Noordgesig. Heading into Orlando Soweto, slow-moving traffic. N17 westbound from the N1 to the Soweto Highway traffic circle.
The top story in EWN, Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis is accusing Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia of dragging his feet on giving Metro Police powers to investigate gang, gun and drug-related crimes.
702 Afternoons
with Relebohile Mabota, 1 to 3 p.m.
You were mentioning things like
insurance. In the picture of credit scores and things like that, do you find that many people in the gig economy actually do take out insurance, considering for many it can feel like a grudge purchase?
It is a grudge purchase, and we look at that often as how do we encourage our consumer to take out insurance. And with that, paying regularly, we can again see that your payment behavior is that you've got money coming in on a regular time, because if you are not formally employed, you don't have a specific payday.
Richard Eberle, Executive for Growth and Engagement at Weaver FinTech.
702 Afternoons.
With Relebogile Maboja.
Let's walk the talk.
Attention traffic register number holders. The Department of Transport is verifying TRN certificates issued to natural persons between 1 January 2000 and 30 June 2023 to clear dormant records from the NATIS system. If you received a TRN during this period, visit transport.gov.za and use the TRN portal for more information and to check whether your number appears on the dormant list. Affected holders have 30 days from the date of publication of this notice to verify their details and submit the required documents at the listed provincial offices. For inquiries, email trn@.gov.za using your TRN number as the subject line. This message is issued by the National Department of Transport.
Hi, this is Michael Owen, Hollywood Bets brand ambassador. Being a champion, I know the best performances come from making the right decisions on and off the pitch. Enjoy the game, enjoy the excitement, but play responsibly. Gambling responsibly is about staying in control so you can enjoy it your way. If you or someone you know needs support, help is always available. Call the South African Responsible Gambling Toll-Free Counselling Line on 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
It's a good thing you're naked on a run. Because what if you're halfway through a self-help audiobook about letting go and your phone takes it literally? With Naked, you can submit your phone claim instantly on the app. Go to naked.insure now and get device insurance at a lower premium. Because when bad things happen, it's a good thing you're naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
Dr. John, good afternoon to you and your team. Regarding the statement by Mbalula that now the mayoral candidates must have such a qualification. Well, I mean, what can you say? Good. But my question is, when is the ANC at the national level, that will be starting with the national executive, the big six, start looking for qualifications in terms of political sciences and stuff like that? I mean, well, I cannot say it's a bad thing, but I think they need to also start looking at them as well to say if they need so much qualification from the mayoral candidates, the same should apply to the senior members of the political party. Thanks, Dr. John. Nice show as always. Dolly here from Benoni.
Good afternoon, John and listeners. I think when it comes to mayoral candidates, yes, to see if some qualifications would be a plus, definitely. But I think at the end of the day, experience and accolades speaks for itself. We need to be able to look at what this person has done in other leadership positions that would measure with something that would be similar to mayorship. So that is my main thing. I think that your works should speak for you, not your resume, not even your degree certificate. I think that the things that you've done with all of that should be the prerequisite for a good mayoral candidate.
Yeah, thanks. Very interesting comments indeed. Let's get yours. What kind of qualifications for this should the mayor of a metro or a municipality have? Give us that on 072 702 1702. It's coming up now for 21 minutes to 5.
EWN Sport.
Tolakele cricket. We are heading towards cricket season despite the odd cold morning. What's come up?
While John Brevis is hoping to cement his spot in the Proteas top order as he returns to national team action. His comments come ahead of South Africa's game against Namibia on Friday in what is the first of 70 T20s of a tri-series that also features Zimbabwe.
I love batting anywhere, especially like 3-4. That's where I really want to be the best for the team. That's a special position. If you look at in the power play, all the fielders are in. If you watch the ball and you hit it over them or in the gaps, like it is obviously the ball can swing a bit more, but there's more challenges I feel being in the middle when the field is spread, and I really want to just get better in those positions and in those moments.
There are 4 matches in the Betway Premiership tonight, including Kaizer Chiefs away to Richards Bay, while Mamelodi Sundowns host AmaZulu. Amakosi defender Zita Kwinika says maximum points are a must as they look to keep the pace with the early league leaders.
This season, we in a different mission of saying the games that we need to collect points are such games. That's the importance for us to stay on top. We must win these games, not mainly focus on the big games. Now the attitude has changed. These are very important points for us.
Abdeslam Wadou has wished Patrick Masangwanyi luck on his new journey in Bahrain after opening up about the strained relationship between the pair last season. The playmaker left Orlando Pirates on Monday to join Premier League side Al Qadiyah Sports Club. That's having joined the Buccaneers in July 2023, where he went on to make 120 appearances and winning multiple trophies, including the Betway Premiership last season.
We had a difficult moment last season because I think he puts a little bit of time to understand what I was expecting from him about his involvement in the game, his involvement in training, because I always said that the job don't start during the game. If you prepare the game, the training is start at the beginning of the week. And I am happy that he came with a fantastic behavior the 24th of June, fresh in every training. Now I just want to wish him really all the best for his new project.
And All Blacks loose forward Anton Segner will return to New Zealand after being ruled out of the remainder of rugby's greatest rivalry tour through injury. He underwent minor surgery to wash out an infection on his ankle joint, while a replacement will not be called into the squad. And ahead of the second test against the Springboks on Saturday, Dave Rennie has discussed how his team is shaping up.
Now that we're beyond this game, we got 40-odd players to pick from. We've got a fair number of fresh bodies heading into the weekend. With like 4 or 5 of the guys who played tonight potentially back up or start. But once we get to Test 3 and Test 4, you've got a full week of preparation and plenty of numbers. So it's the nature of the game. What's that, our 5th game over here now and playing against big physical men. So, there's going to be some, you get a little bit of carnage in there.
Tolakele Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
At 18 minutes to 5, this EWN Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS out to 45142 now, and you could save on car insurance. If you don't, ask them for 500 Rand. We have problems in Waterkloof. We have Karabo Charlie to tell you all about that. Good afternoon.
Thanks, John. Heading towards the Centurion area, you can expect about a 20-minute delay. This is on the N1 southbound from the Proof Plus interchange all the way to Rigel Avenue due to an earlier accident in the opposite direction. Centurion N1 northbound, also bumper-to-bumper traffic. This is between Boerta Avenue and the R21 Flying Saucer interchange. Hermanstad leaving the Pretoria CBD, traffic congested on Eskiam Pahlele between Vomhagen and the R80. Edenvale leaving Alex heading towards Germiston. Expect about a 30-minute delay on the N3 south from Modderfontein Road to Van Buren. And in Nooitgesig, this is traveling into Orlando, Soweto. There's slow-moving traffic on the N17 westbound from the N1 to the Soweto Highway traffic circle. If you come across any other traffic issues, kindly WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Things people stress about in traffic. Number 48. Did I upload the updated version of the presentation? Oh, the anxiety. Well, with the Outsurance Pointsman on your route, at least the traffic is one less thing to stress about. The Outsurance Pointsmen have been easing traffic congestion so we all get to where we need to be quickly and safely for the past 20 years. With Outsurance, you really always get something out. In partnership with 702. Outsurance is a licensed insurer and FSP.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
702 Drive, we were asking you about the ANC's announcement that mayoral candidates will need to have postgraduate degrees. This listener says it's very late. They should have considered that in the 90s. Now they have too many problems. Tolakele, academic qualifications and fitness to hold a position like a mayor or maybe a position in a mayoral committee, the MMC for housing or transport or whatever. What are your thoughts?
I think the education part is important because you do need to know the policies and how everything has a knock-on effect on each other. But I also think for me, what's more important is if you're going to be a mayor of Joburg, are you living in Joburg? Have you worked politics on the ground to know when people are saying, actually, in Ekurhuleni, these are the issues. In Rand Water, these are the problems. You can't just come in there and you're still renting a house 6 months into the job, and then they're saying they're having a vote of no confidence against you, and you're going to go back to Cape Town, and we're still stuck with the same problems.
Yeah, okay. So, yes, academic qualifications, but other qualities and experience-based knowledge as well. Tolakele putting forward that. Karabo Charlie, what's your thought?
Yeah, it would be nice to have some degree of qualification, but I don't think it should be a compulsory prerequisite. Like Tolakele was saying, what have you done for the community in the past? Have you worked on the ground, and yeah, you'll be judged by that if you are in tune with the community's issues. So I think that is what we need to look at instead of really the degree and the education that you have.
Give us a ring on that on 072-702-1702. Use that for WhatsApp's voice or text if you want to chat. 011-883-0702. Don't forget our musical theme that we're sharing with you. Best collaborations between an African artist and an artist from another continent on the planet. We are doing this because in a moment we're going to be talking to Tamsanqa Shabalala from Ladysmith Black Mambazo about their collaboration with the late Dolly Parton, and they put out, by the way, a wonderful, wonderful tribute to the American icon that you can pick up on social media. 702 Drive, it's 14 minutes now to 5.
Design Plus Interiors, massive closing down sale. After 50 plus years in the furniture business, it's time to smell the roses. Everything must go. Everything is half price. Doors close on the 20th of October. Saturdays and Sundays, we're open until 2 p.m. 17 Kramer Road, Kramerville. Don't miss out. Design Plus Interiors, massive closing down sale.
This advert is paid for by the political party concerned.
I love my hometown, but for too long now, I look around and think we deserve better than this. The water goes off for days, the streets are falling apart, and things never get fixed. Look, I'm not asking for anything fancy. I just want basics to work. And I know they can work because I've seen it where the Democratic Alliance is in charge. I want our town to work for all. So in this election, I'm voting DA.
This advert was paid for by the political party concerned.
Every day, something shifts. A rate decision, a currency move, a headline that changes everything until tomorrow's does. Change is constant, and for us, that's not a problem to manage. It's where opportunity lives. For 35 years, we've navigated it to seek out the best opportunities for you, wherever they may be. Change is opportunity. We're always ready to invest in it. 91, investing for a world of change. 91 is an authorized FSP.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
12 minutes to 5. The late and widely loved Dolly Parton made literally dozens and dozens of great, great songs and marvelous musical moments like this one. Knocking on Heaven's Door way back in 1996, Dolly Parton collaborating with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. And to talk about that collaboration, we're joined now by Thamsanqa Shabalala, who is part of one of South Africa's legendary musical groups. Tommy, welcome and thanks so much for giving us your time on 702 Drive. Condolences, you've obviously lost someone that you formed a real bond with, as we hear in the background the music that you made together. When you first heard that you were going to be working with Dolly Parton, what did you guys think? What were you expecting? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, John. Thank you very much for having me. Yes, we were very excited when we get the call from Dolly Parton's management, because you know the management, they talk to themselves and then they pass the message to the group that she wants to work with Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and we were very excited to work with her. Because, and I remember back in the days, my mom used to have their records.
Okay.
So we were very excited to meet her.
Tell me a bit about your mom playing Dolly Parton in the house. I mean, when she was playing it, did you enjoy what you were hearing?
Yes, we did enjoy what she was playing, because she had a lovely voice when she sings.
Tell us about how does a collaboration work? I mean, you get together, obviously you communicate before you actually meet and so on. The choice of the song, how did that come about?
This record was called Heavenly. Yes, we work with the producer from America. She came to us and then she said, no, there's this record that she wants to do a song for different artists. So we worked together then we said, no, it's fine, we can do it. And then she brought musicians from America, and then we also work with South African music, because we recorded here in Durban, in Johannesburg, South Africa, in the studio called Downtown Studios.
Was it fun? I mean, you're working with someone you've heard growing up. They come from different musical traditions, but you can hear from the song that you guys really found each other, even though you come from different parts of the world.
Yes, it was very fun. It's just that because we sing the music called Isikachamia, it's only vocals. Mm-hmm. So now when you have to join someone who is playing instrument, you have to listen and learn. But the good thing is that when they ask Mambazo to come and collaborate with someone who is playing instruments, they always say, no, we just want your sound.
Yes.
But don't change what you do. Just come as you are, and then we will work together and see how it goes.
So you did Knocking on Heaven's Door, and then after that you did a Cat Stevens song called Peace Train. Having done one song together, what was the second collaboration like? Was it different?
The second collaboration, the song that we are talking about called Peace Train, that was the song of Dolly Parton. Mm-hmm. So she wanted Mambazo to join her in that song. But we found out that as Ladysmith Black Mambazo, Bab Shabalala had already written a song talking about the train as well. Mm-hmm. So we combined those two songs together.
And was that difficult? I mean, did it go smoothly, or did you have to? Were there moments when you found yourself not quite fitting together?
Yes, it happens all the time. But the only thing that you need to do is just to sit down and rehearse, and then see how you can put it to work the song, make the song work. You know.
So tell me, as people remember the life of Dolly Parton, a lot of people, of course, are talking about the music, but many people are talking about, what kind of person she was, that she was big-hearted, she was incredibly smart, and she was always keen to help other people. What were your impressions of her as a person? We'll come back to the music, but focusing on her personality for the minute.
Oh, I remember when we first met her, because we first met in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. She was a very lovely lady, very humble, always smiling with that nice voice of hers. It was very easy to work with her because she loved people.
And you say she loved people. I mean, how did she express that? Because, obviously they're the artists like yourselves and her working together. But I would think when you're producing music, there are lots of other people. There's, people who are working in the studio, recording engineers. There are cleaners. I would think there's a lot of people you would have seen her interact with.
Yes, yeah, she gets along with everyone, even the producers. She gets along with everyone. Everyone who's in the studio, whether you are playing a guitar there or piano, she gets along with. She used to get along with everyone because she has that heart of welcoming.
How did you guys respond when you heard the news from the US that Dolly Parton had passed?
That was very sad. We heard that the news last night. Our management in the US sent us a text that Dolly Parton has passed. We are very sad, and we also want to pass our deepest condolences to the family, and also to let them know that this loss is not only for them; it's for the world as well, because we all loved Dolly Parton.
I would think, Tommy, when you work with other musicians, you leave something of yourself behind, and it finds its way into their music, even if it doesn't lead to another collaboration. And similarly, did she shape the way you and your brothers and others associated with Ladysmith think about music or make music?
Yes, when we met her, we found out that they have a similar thing with my father, of respect.
Yes.
Yes, it's because that's what our father taught us, to respect people. She also had that, and that's why she was easy to connect with her, because she respect everyone, loved everyone, also always smiling, always happy. So that's what we also took as well, that we must always, be joyous when we are with other people.
Tamsanqa Shabalala, singer with Ladysmith Black Mambazo, thank you very much, and we wish you many, many great collaborations and lots more great music as you guys move through your career and share your talents with us and the rest of the world. Thanks so much for giving us your time on 702 Drive.
Thank you very much for having me, and we also just want to say thank you to the people of South Africa for supporting us all these years. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to share with you just an excerpt of what Ladysmith Black Mambazo put out. They said they wanted to take a moment to reflect on what they called the recent and deeply sorrowful passing of the legendary Dolly Parton, a figure whose influence and legacy has transcended genres, cultures and generations. And then just this paragraph, which I think is really worth sharing. Dolly Parton was more than just an iconic singer and songwriter. She was a cultural ambassador and philanthropist who touched countless lives worldwide. Her songs, filled with warmth, storytelling and honesty, reached diverse audiences and connected with people of varying backgrounds. And it's no coincidence. The paragraph continues that Ladysmith Black Mambazo, who embody unity and peace through their vocal artistry, found common ground and mutual respect in her work. 702 Drive, 3 minutes to 5.
702 Afternoons.
With Relebohile Maboja, 1 to 3 p.m.
You were mentioning things like insurance. In the picture of credit scores and things like that, do you find that many people in the gig economy actually do take out insurance, considering for many it can feel like a grudge purchase?
It is a grudge purchase, and we look at that often as how do we encourage our consumer to take out insurance. And with that, paying regularly, we can again see that your payment behavior is that you've got money coming in on a regular time, because if you are not formally employed, you don't have a specific payday.
Richard Eberlein, Executive for Growth and Engagement at Weaver FinTech.
702 Afternoons.
With Relebohile Maboja.
Let's walk the talk.
A bigger and better national lottery is here. Play Powerball, Lotto, Daily Lotto, Match Play, and Instant Games. It's your chance to win big. Available at participating retailers, online, and on your banking app. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sizakai.
They said they didn't have a favorite, but that wasn't true. Mom, takes pictures of it, and then Dad shows it off to visitors, and no one is allowed to touch it with sticky hands. When I arrived, they let the butcher hold me.
Melissa, we've spoken about kicking the new Decophone table. Come meet Decophone's irresistible new arrivals and grab your favorite furniture at your favorite prices. Now at your nearest Decophone or decophoneSA.co.za.
Mavis, I wonder if I should sell my car. I'm not sure where to go.
Wanna sell your car, but don't know what to do. You don't have to go far, we come to you. If you're rolling on a 1.5 or a Lacquer 2.2, doesn't matter what you drive, we buy cars once you.
We Buy Cars, the easiest way to sell your car by far.
You're with John Perlman
on 702.
Thanks for all your comments on what would make a good mayoral candidate in a local government election. Some really interesting insights coming through on 072 702 1702. Send us yours. We'll share some of those with you after 5 o'clock, where we'll be also taking a closer look at what's happened at the Madlanga Commission today. It's time for the news.
This is EWN.
Malema says Didiza is not fit to hold top parliamentary position, and Matlala refuses to answer any questions linked to alleged cartel member Steve Mutsomi. Good afternoon, I'm Bali Dlamini. EFF leader Julius Malema says National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza is not fit for the job. Speaking in a parliamentary sitting, Malema motivated his motion of no confidence in Didiza this afternoon. He has accused her of not wanting to hold President Cyril Ramaphosa accountable for events connected to the theft of US dollars from his Palapala farm in 2020. The EFF says it expected her to oppose the court application brought by the president to stay his impeachment proceedings. Malema says in choosing to abide by a court decision instead, Didiza has sought to shield Ramaphosa from accountability.
Ms. Thoko Didiza, the current speaker, now forms part of this generation of speakers who put president first and the constitution second. Not only has she dragged her feet, but she has actively failed to execute her responsibilities in defense of the oversight duties of Parliament.
Meanwhile, the ANC says the EFF's motion is dangerous and unsustainable. The party has defended Didiza against the motion of no confidence submitted by the EFF, saying Didiza always acted constitutionally. ANC Chief Whip Mdumiseni Ntuli says at no point did Didiza act in a partisan manner, but exercise fairness as well as independence.
We cannot allow the EFF strange way of thinking to prevail. It is dangerous, it is unsustainable. This assembly has created the Section 9 committee with its own powers, as defined in the Rules 168 of the NA Rules, which litigated in its own right, exactly stipulated by Section 23.
Alleged crime boss Vusimuziket Matlala has refused to answer questions linked to alleged cartel member Steve Mutsumi. Commissioners at the Madlanga Commission have suggested Matlala is attempting to prevent incriminating Mutsumi, an alleged feared businessman. Matlala has been testifying before the commission today about his meeting with KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in April last year. It's understood he sought Mkhwanazi's assistance in relation to his Medicare 24 Tshwane contract. In turn, Matlala is believed to have divulged information that suspended General Shadrack Sibiya received money from a person in Gauteng. When evidence leaders revealed Matlala told Mkhwanazi that person in Gauteng was Steve Mutsumi, Matlala declined to respond, stating he was using that information as a defense in his unlawful arrest case. Commissioner Sandile Khumalo suggested differently.
My takeaway from all of this is that your concern is not the worry that you'll implicate yourself. Your concern is the worry that you will implicate those people that you told General Mkhwanazi that General Sibiya is collecting money from.
No, that's not the real reason, Commissioner. I already said that I do not know if Mr. Mutsumi was giving General Sibiya money.
Two men accused of human trafficking have been granted bail by the Durban Magistrates Court today. One of the accused is a prominent Durban businessman whose name has come up several times at the Madlanga Commission. It's alleged they lured women from Johannesburg to Durban with the promise of jobs, only to force them into prostitution. Tabiso Koba reports.
The alleged offences took place between February and March 2022. Magistrate Sharon Marks says the state has dragged its feet in prosecuting the matter. She says no satisfactory explanation was given over why there was a 4-year delay to bring the matter to court. She says there is no evidence the two men will interfere or intimidate the witnesses if they are released on bail, as they had not done so in the past 4 years. The prominent Durban businessman was granted bail of 50,000 rand, while bail for his co-accused was set at 100,000 rand. The matter returns to court on the 22nd of October. Tabiso Koba, Eyewitness News, Durban.
And in Germany, a Frankfurt airport worker has died of malaria from a mosquito carried on a plane. It's believed the mosquitoes arrived at Germany's busiest airport by plane. 5 other people were infected and are currently receiving medical treatment. According to local broadcasters, the country's last outbreak of airport-based malaria was in 2023. The rarity of the condition means diagnosis can be delayed, increasing the chances of severe symptoms. Gold is trading at $4,624.84 an ounce. The rand is at 15.97 to the dollar, 21.73 to the pound, 18.57 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $86.02 a barrel.
Hermanstad leaving the Pretoria CBD. Traffic congested on Eskiam Pachele between Vormhagen and the R80 in Protea Glen. Soweto bumper traffic. This is on the N12 westbound between the R554 Abu Bakr Drive and the R558.
In your sport, the Proteas using their tri-series against Namibia and Zimbabwe as preparation for the 2027 World Cup. Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs target wins that will return them to the summit of the Betway Premiership standings. And the Williams sisters receive US Open doubles wildcard.
A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg dropping to overnight lows of 8 degrees, peaking at 21. Pretoria 11 and 22, and Vereeniging 6 and 25 degrees. The top story in EWN. EFF leader Julius Malema says National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza is simply not fit for the job.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
702.
Drive home with John Perlman.
John Perlman, 3 to 6 p.m.
On 92.7 and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
702 Drive, good to have you with us on the show. It is now 7 minutes past 5 o'clock. Coming up over the next half an hour or so, we're going to be having some conversations about what kind of qualifications are best suited for people who aspire to be mayors of metros or municipalities. I asked the question a little bit earlier, prompted by the African National Congress, saying that their mayoral candidates will need postgraduate degrees. We had an interesting conversation with governance expert Professor Alex van den Heever, and a lot of you are sending in some really interesting comments. We'll do that regularly through the next half hour, sharing some of your views and getting some more. If you haven't yet shared yours, please do on 072 702 1702. And then we're going to clock in with the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, where Vusimuzi Matlala has been answering questions. I think this is now day 3, interspersed with plenty of legal arm wrestling, sometimes wrangling about whether he can invoke privilege and say, listen, this is a matter that could be or is before the courts, and therefore I'm not going to answer questions on that now because I might incriminate myself. It's intricate stuff. I have to say it's been very, very interesting indeed. And Karinda Jagmohan is keeping a close eye on that for us. Uteo Khwaripe is in with the latest business news. Tolakele Mganga will keep us up to date with the world of sport. And of course, now that it is already well past 5 o'clock, there's going to be traffic to contend with. We'll make sure you get the best and most accurate information. That's in a moment with Karabo Chali. Couple of things coming in from you. We'll play some of your voice notes, but I want to share this from Gail, which I think is very interesting indeed. She says, no amount of degrees can replace experience on the ground. Mayoral candidates and committee members must prove that they have been active in the community engagements. On the ground is where the voice of the people, aka voters, is most prevalent. Trust is also a very scarce commodity in the SA political sphere. People need to and also want to trust the person who speaks on their behalf. I find what Gail's saying very thought-provoking because, yes, I'm not sure you can do the job of running a city without having had some kind of engagement in the community. But I'm pretty certain you can't run a city if you don't have certain kinds of expertise. And what's becoming increasingly clear to me is maybe we're looking for all these qualities in one person, whereas what you should be doing if you're a political party really intent on moving things forward is you want to bring in a range of skills. There's Karabo Chali, who's brilliant out in the field and really, really good on looking at budgets. And then there's John, who's maybe the quieter guy. Yeah, right. Behind the scenes, who's pretty good at messaging and writing press releases or whatever. I'm being simplistic, but maybe what you need is to look for this in a team. Let's get a few more of your thoughts, though, before we tell you what's happening on the roads.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
John and team, the economy of Johannesburg is the single biggest economy in Africa. You cannot have the city led by someone who's got no qualifications, who's got no commercial understanding, who does not understand how to govern and apply good governance. Yeah, qualifications, yes, without question, the leaning forward.
John, I think if it comes to education, it really, there's a world of a difference between different degrees. I mean, somebody who's got an engineering degree or an MBA is probably a lot more qualified to run a city than somebody who's got an MBCHB or a BA in literature. So I don't think that just a postgraduate qualification is specific enough, or it shouldn't be a requirement.
Hi, 702. Now I think the qualification for mayors is very a requirement. Look at the ministers that are performing. Electricity is a doctor. Minister of Health, Aaron Motswaledi. MEC of Agriculture and Gauteng, Dr. Ramogopa. They are performing. The rest, thank you.
Okay, well, please do keep them coming. I mean, they're very interesting. One more from Muhlomi, who says there's no magic wand as regards the criteria for the caliber of people running for public office. Robert Mugabe had 7 academic degrees. Bantu Steve Biko was a university dropout. I have personally no solutions, but as these endless commissions of inquiry keep proving, we wise up to money being looted long, and there's plenty of O's there. That's why I'm saying long after the horse has bolted. We want to make sure that we catch that horse before it goes flying over the hill. 12 minutes past 5. We're going to do some music today, and the theme we've thrown out for you is linked to, first of all, the passing of Dolly Parton, which is prompting a really significant reaction in many parts of the world. But also, we've chose to focus today, if you missed it, on Dolly Parton's collaboration with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. They produced some wonderful music. We played a little bit earlier, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Here's another one they did together. Take a listen, and then I'll tell you what I need from you.
Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this
Peace Train, Istimela Soktula, Dolly Parton and Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Fabulous collaboration, bringing music from South Africa, from KZN, and weaving it in with that classic song by Cat Stevens. So the question I asked you, or the prompt I'm giving you rather, it's not a question, your favorite song, the very best collaboration between an African artist and an artist from another continent in the world. Send us your suggestions. We're getting some fabulous ones already, but of course yours may well trump those and top them. We'll play as many of them as we can later in the show, somewhere around 20 to 6. It's 14 past 5.
EWN Traffic.
This EWN Traffic is brought to you by Outsurance. SMS the word out to 45142 now. You could find yourself saving on car insurance if you don't ask them for 500 Rand. Got lots and lots of different traffic problems there. And Karapochali is telling me which is the most recent, but it's Pretoria that's giving us a hard time. Waterkloof earlier, Hermanstad now.
Yeah, no, Waterkloof not looking too bad at this stage. Traffic has settled down now, looking much better than it was an hour ago. That's through the N1 South between the Proof Plus interchange and Rigel. The issue now is leaving the Pretoria CBD. That's in the Hermanstad area. Traffic congested on Eskiam Pahlele between Vomhagen and the R80 Equestria. Also Pretoria, traffic remains sluggish. This is on Solomon Mahlangu between Linwood Road and the N1 Midrand. There's a slow-moving traffic. This is on Allendale Road between Old Pretoria Road and Mastiff. Edenville, traffic remains heavily backed up heading into Bedfordview. That's the R24 westbound from Edenville Road to the Kilulis interchange. In Protea Glen, we still have bumper-to-bumper traffic. N12 west from the R554 Abu Bakr Drive all the way to the R558. And finally, in the Joburg CBD heading towards Boysons, expect some delays. M1 south from Killarney Bends to the Crown interchange. For the latest traffic updates, you can also follow us on X at EWN Traffic.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
Deciding to ignore your alarm may cost you your flight, but deciding to stay with your current car insurance could be costing you thousands of rands in savings a year. With Outsurance, 43-year-old Ilana saves an unbelievable 349 Rand a month on her 2022 Suzuki Jimny. Switch to Outsurance today. You too could be one quote away from having more money in your pocket every month. SMS out to 45142. That's out to 45142. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Clement Maniatella.
Weekday mornings,
9 to 12.
9 to 12.
So still on that cross-border element, if I acquire cryptocurrency in South Africa and transfer it to, let's say, an offshore exchange, does that transaction fall within South Africa's exchange control framework, even though I may not be physically sending South African rands out of the country?
Yes, it does. Effectively, if you are purchasing cryptocurrency, there are a number of ways that you can purchase it. You can purchase cryptocurrency sort of off exchange on your sort of peer-to-peer type transactions where you enter into an exchange transaction with another individual. So that is one way of doing it. You can also purchase cryptocurrency offshore.
Natalie Scott is the director at Workmen's Attorneys.
Clements Maniatella.
9 to 12 on 702.
The National Lottery just got more exciting because Sizek Kaya is launching Multiplay 2, which is another innovation designed to give you more chances to win. To find out more this Friday from 3 p.m., 702 Drive with me, John Perlman, will be in conversation with Khotatso Kejimashile, Head of Marketing at Sizek Kaya. They'll unpack the new Multiplay 2 innovation and discuss the future of the National Lottery. So tune in to 702 in conversation with Sizek Kaya.
Smart business moves mean more cash flow. Switch to Outsurance Business Insurance and you could get a massive 20% discount on your business insurance premium. Here's Dr. Fahim from Matrix Dental.
We were with our previous insurers for many years prior to the switch. We found that Outsurance really understood our business needs. We are happy with our premiums. I wish we had switched sooner.
Get a quote to switch and save today. Visit outsurance.co.za or call 0800 60,000. Licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
At Crawford International, confidence is built every day. We're encouraged to find our voice, think independently, and lead with courage, integrity, and compassion. In the classroom, on the sports field, and beyond, we learn to step forward, embrace opportunity, and make a meaningful difference. Book your personalized tour and experience Crawford International for yourself. Crawford International, building global leaders.
What's for dinner tonight, South Africa? Hiya, Jamie Oliver here. Dinner stress? Forget it. I've teamed up with Checkers to bring you some of my favourite recipes the whole family will love. You gotta try my simple smoky chicken wraps. Delicious and done in minutes. Shop the ingredients on Checkers 6060 and boom, delivered in 60 minutes. Every week, 5 brand new dinner ideas. Checkers, dinner done better.
Elevate your flying experience with Lift Premium. Enjoy even more space, comfort, and convenience with priority boarding, extra baggage allowance, and complimentary lounge access. Visit lift.co.za today.
You're with John Perlman on 702.
Let's walk the talk.
702 Drive at 20 minutes past 5. It's been another intriguing day at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. On the one hand, very interesting revelations and disclosures. On the other, a great deal of arm wrestling, I think it's fair to say, around legal issues and whether or not today's witness, who's been there now for a couple of days, the businessman Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, is able to, I suppose I would call it, plead the fifth in the United States, but here invoke his constitutional right not to incriminate himself. So let's get a sense of what's come out, despite sometimes the best efforts of both the witness and his counsel to put limits on what he says. Corinda Jagmohan, our EWN colleague, has been taking a listen. Corinda, very good afternoon to you. What sort of happened in the last part of the day? I understand that in particular, Mr. Matlala was very, very cagey to talk about his relationship with Steve Mutsumi. Who is Steve Mutsumi, and why was that as awkward as it seemed for Kat Matlala? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Well, in fact, Matlala trying to plead the fifth there as much as he could when it came to Steve Mutsomi, but ultimately he was overruled. Now, we might have heard Mutsomi's name throughout the commission. He is the alleged Big Five cartel member that is feared by many within this apparent syndicate, with some not even being able to say his name when they testify, and that's former Hawks KZN head, Lesetja Senona. He wouldn't even be drawn to say who Mutsomi was. Now, today, a question emerged about Matlala's meeting with General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi in April last year. At the time, that meeting was said to be arranged by Senona, and Matlala wanted Mkhwanazi's assistance regarding his Medicare 24 contract. We heard separately from Mkhwanazi's testimony that he knew that contract was fraudulent, but he wanted information from Matlala. And what he told the ad hoc committee in Parliament was that Matlala voluntarily gave him information about Steve Mutsomi, including personal details like his address and allegedly about payments made to suspended General Shadrack Sibiya in the form of impalas. Now, when this testimony was put to Matlala today, he became very reluctant. He began, rejecting to answer these questions or refusing to answer. And then his advocate, Annelien van den Heer, were also jumping in. This led to about half an hour of arguments as to why Matlala should not answer this question. He gave very general defenses, but ultimately it was said, you have to answer this. This has nothing to do with your upcoming defenses. And then again, he very hesitantly said that he was asked about Steve Mutsomi. He said Mkhwanazi was the person who asked, is Sibiya receiving payments? And Mkhwanazi was the person who introduced Steve Mutsomi's name. That's what Matlala says. And then he ultimately says that, yes, Sibiya received information, but I don't know if it's Mutsomi. I can't be inclined to say. The only information he did eventually offer up was that suspended Sergeant Fani Nkosi was the middleman in all of this, and it's something that we already know.
Corinda, what's your sense of what the Commission is trying to get? Because it's quite painstaking work, and sometimes it's easy to forget that this is part of a much larger inquiry. So, I watched quite a bit this morning, and you're kind of waiting for the dramatic moment. But in many ways, it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? And they're putting in a piece here and a piece there.
It certainly is. What the Commission is trying to do is to connect the dots between these seemingly suspicious, mysterious, high-profile figures by the names of Steve Motsomi, Jotham Msibi, Hangwani Maumela Katiso Molefe, all of them who are in some way or another connected to alleged tender fraud within various state departments. And all of this goes back to one Jotham Msibi's farm. He's the late taxi boss. And we know that he often had many people converge at his farm at some point or another. Names we now know, for example, Suleiman Karim. It was Matlala who revealed that he met with Suleiman Karim on Msibi's farm at some point. And it's alleged that Msibi was the head of this so-called Big Five cartel. Right. Information that came out from General Dumisani Kumalo. So it seems like we're trying to find out who was part of this, what businesses they have that were the front of this alleged tender fraud, as well as alleged drug trafficking that was happening around the country.
Thank you so much, Corinna Jagmohan, with a rather unenviable task, but an interesting, dare I say, fascinating one of joining in as everybody tries to piece these pieces together. More from the Madlanga Commission tomorrow morning from about 9:30. Let's go down to Parliament now, 25 minutes past 5, I beg your pardon. Lindsay Dentlinger keeping an eye on that vote of no confidence in Parliamentary Speaker Togo Dudiza. Let's find out, Lindsay, where are we now actually? Still the debate? Are we down to voting? Fill us in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John, again. The debate has concluded just a few minutes ago and now dealing with procedures for voting. This is a very unusual situation in that this is a completely virtual sitting. Motions of no confidence are usually debated and voted upon in person, and now dealing with the complications that now arise after Deputy Speaker Annelie Lotriet announced that she will expect each member to vote almost a roll call vote, if I can call it that, and they will have to turn on their video to authenticate themselves. ANC Chief Whip Dumiseni Ntuli now making some apologies for certain members whom he says are on the platform, but they are not in a position to show their faces. This includes Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi, who we know has been booked off sick, and he's mentioned some other ANC MPs. And so waiting to see how Deputy Speaker Annelie Lotriet is going to treat this voting situation, and I think it's going to be a little while longer than I expected. I thought perhaps the whips of parties would be asked to collate the votes of their respective members, but it seems that's not the way they're going to proceed this evening.
Yep, technology meant to make things easier. Not so if you're running a vote of no confidence in Parliament. Lindsay still will keep you updated throughout the afternoon, I'm sure, and into the evening. Regular updates on that parliamentary no confidence vote. You can listen into those during the news bulletins. We've got one in a couple of minutes' time, and then on the hour, half hour, every hour thereafter, right here on 702, 27 minutes past 5.
EWN Business.
Mateo Juaripe is the man watching the markets. He's with us now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. Discovery expects headline earnings to rise by between 31 and 36% for the year to end June. The performance highly driven by growth in its South African business and its global vitality operations. Investors welcome that news, with Discovery's share price rising more than 4% on the JSE following the announcement. Then in the US, the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index held at 3.7% annual pace in July, slightly higher than forecasted and reflecting persistent cost pressures on US consumers. PCE tracks changes in the prices of goods and services bought by US households. The measure is closely tracked by the Federal Reserve, which uses it to inform its interest rates decision. PCE has eased after reaching the 3-year peak in in May, but remains well above the Fed's 2% target. Then looking at the markets and how they played out today, a far better day for the JSE, but also shaving those levels. Was the JSE All Share in positive territory, but only just up just over 20 points. Industrials a little stronger today. Banking stocks were a bit lower today, while mining shares ended the day down. Italtal was down 4%. Nedbank down 3.5%. Canal Plus was down 3%. Sasol down 2% as that oil price continues to drop, while the Fushini Group was down 2%. A good day for Advotech. They're up 5%. Discovery after those that trading update up 4.7%. Santam up 3.5%, with Boxer stores up more than 2%. The rand at this hour, 15 rand 97 against the US dollar, 18 rand 61 against the euro, and 21 rand 71 cents against the British pound. Price of gold at $4,591 an ounce, down more than 1%, while platinum is also weaker at $1,845. Brent crude is now up 2% at $87 a barrel. Then looking at what we have then on the Money Show, we'll be covering that big Meta story, the owners of Facebook and Instagram deciding to settle out of court $16.7 billion over the social media addiction case. We'll be talking to Jan Vermeulen, editor at My Broadband. Then the price of oxtail is surging. We'll be telling you why with Paul Matthew, the CEO of the Association of Meat Importers and Exporters. Later on the show, we'll be looking at the markets with Viv Govender from Rand Swiss. A lot to cover and some of those results that came through on the JSE. Much later, our consumer ninja, Wendy Nola, looking at counterfeit consumer ninja, looking at the counterfeit industry, a consumer victory that's happened there. She'll be giving us one of the cases from one of the consumers she's been helping out, especially against cash converters. That's all and more on The Money Show much later.
Thanks, Muto. Lots to look forward to. Let's get the latest eyewitness news. Right now, though, with Mbali Dlamini, and you go down to the National Assembly, I believe, with your update on what's happening with that no confidence vote.
That's correct, John. A very good afternoon. While the MK party has thrown its weight behind the EFF's motion of no confidence, and National Assembly Speaker Thoko Didiza this afternoon, the party says her response to President Cyril Ramaphosa's court application to stay his impeachment proceedings is indefensible. Party Whip Pilasande Mkhize says the Speaker can't adopt a neutral position to protect the President from accountability.
For a Speaker whose legitimacy depends entirely on the perception and reality of independence, the optics are constitutionally intolerable. She sought comfort from the ANC-aligned council rather than from the institutional advice that told her plainly, defend this House.
Meanwhile, the DA says despite its many differences with Didiza, her actions do not warrant removal. DA Chief Whip Glenys Breitenbach says it must be accepted that Didiza followed through on instructions from the Constitutional Court to establish an impeachment committee.
The decision should not be interpreted as an endorsement of every decision she has taken. It is rather a recognition that the remedy proposed by this motion is disproportionate to the shortcomings identified. We will continue to scrutinise the Speaker. We will continue to defend the independence of this Parliament.
Police are searching for suspects linked to a 200 million rand drug bust at the OR Tambo International Airport. Police and customs officials seized a combined 334 kilograms of suspected cocaine during two separate interceptions at the airport. The drugs were found in travel suitcases and cargo boxes, with no arrests being made so far. Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate says investigations are now focused on identifying those behind the shipment.
In the first incident, two large travel suitcases were intercepted at the airport terminal. The suitcases contained blocks of suspected cocaine weighing approximately 84 kilograms. In a separate interception at the cargo section, 4 boxes containing approximately 250 kilograms of suspected cocaine were packed into 220 blocks were also seized.
And South Africa and Brazil are discussing joint efforts to combat transnational crime. The discussions include cooperation to counter drug trafficking, as well as the training and capacity building of officials. The discussions took place at the South Africa-Brazil 8th Joint Commission in Pretoria today. Anelita Fandese was there.
The security cooperation is significant given that both South Africa and Brazil face challenges linked to organized crime and the movement of illegal drugs through international trade and transport networks. The two countries are looking beyond traditional defense ties, with the focus also on information sharing, training and strengthening the capacity of law enforcement and security officials. For South Africa, this could provide an opportunity to draw on Brazil's experience in dealing with complex transnational crime networks, while also strengthening cooperation between the two countries' security institutions. Anelita Fandese, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Lows of between 6 and 8 degrees and highs of between 21 and 25.
Well, at this stage in Midrand, expect about a 20-minute delay. This is on Allendale Road between Old Pretoria Road and Mastiff, while in Bryanston heading towards four-way, slow-moving traffic N1 southbound from Rivonia Road to Winnie Mandela Drive. Hermanstad, Pretoria, traffic congested, leaving the Pretoria CBD on Eskiam Patlele between Vormhagen and the R80.
The top story in EWN, the MK party has thrown its weight behind the EFF's motion of no confidence in National Assembly Speaker Togo Didiza today.
702 Afternoons
with Relebohile Maboja, 1 to 3 p.m.
You were mentioning things like insurance. In the picture of credit scores and things like that, do you find that many people in the gig economy actually do take out insurance, considering for many it can feel like a grudge purchase?
It is a grudge purchase, and we look at that often as how do we encourage our consumer to take out insurance. And with that, paying regularly, we can again see that your payment behavior is that you've got money coming in on a regular time, because if you are not formally employed, you don't have a specific payday.
Richard Eberle, Executive for Growth and Engagement at Weaver FinTech.
702 Afternoons
with Relebohile Maboja.
Let's walk the talk.
A bigger and better national lottery is here. Play Powerball, Lotto, Daily Lotto, Match Play, and Instant Games. It's your chance to win big. Available at participating retailers, online, and on your banking app. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sisakai.
It's a good thing you're naked while reversing out the driveway, because what if that sound you hoped was part of the song definitely wasn't? With Naked, you can submit your accident claim instantly on the app. Go to naked.insure now and get comprehensive car insurance at a lower premium, because when bad things happen, it's a good thing you're naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP. Get naked.
Calling all wedding planners and venues, restaurants, conference centers, and hotels. Do you need tables and chairs? Home in One has it all. Do you need cutlery, crockery, table linen, and restaurant equipment? Home in One has it all. Do you need tents, gazebos, or umbrellas? Home in One has it all. Affordable prices, the latest trends, with 2 branches in Pretoria and Johannesburg. Shop online at homein1.co.za, because we're your #1 choice. Home in One has it all.
Head to Dis-Chem for great value on everything you need. Look out for the yellow label to enjoy savings on Better Rewards brands. Swipe your Better Rewards card to get 2+1, cheapest free, and an extra 10% off any Mayo Gel suspension products. Plus, save R31 when you buy Grandpa Headache Powders, 38 sticks, now only R79.91. Valid until 13 September at Dis-Chem. Better health starts here.
You'll drive 20 extra minutes, walk past 3 competitors, ignore every special sign, just to get to your place, your bakery, your bookshop, your car wash, your family restaurant. Because loyalty doesn't always choose the closest, it chooses the best. Gauteng's greatest awards with 702, powered by Yoko. Rewarding the local businesses and entrepreneurs that have earned that place in your life. The businesses that deliver every time and keep you coming back for more. Go to primemediaplus.com now to view the awards categories and nominate the business that's earned your loyalty. Because if they're worth the drive, they're worth the nomination. Gauteng's greatest awards with 702. Powered by Yoko. Less admin, more time for what you love. Yoko, let's grow on 702 and primemediaplus.com.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
As a mayor with a degree, you'll be voted out in a vote of no confidence by somebody who doesn't have matric. Make that make sense.
Sure, that's one way to look at it. Very, very pithy point being made there. You will be voted out. You'll need a few people for that, and I'm sure some of them would have degrees. But thank you for that. We've been having a conversation about qualifications, academic, for mayors of metros and municipalities. Now, wonderful thing happening over the weekend. Very exciting indeed. It's called the Festival of Motoring. It runs from the 28th to the 30th of August. It's powered by Westbank. And what it will do is bring the energy, excitement, and adrenaline of motoring to life at the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. It puts you at the heart of the action. You know, you can have some exhilarating track experiences. You can check out performance cars. You can have some 4x4 adventures, and all of this in the background, against the background of really still one of the world's great race tracks. Boy, I had some wonderful times watching Grand Prix at Kyalami. Now, this is something you need to experience. You don't just go there to watch. You don't have to be a serious petrol head, although you might be. Look for your next car, chase an adrenaline rush, or simply just say, I'm going to have a fabulous day out. And that is what the Festival of Motoring is. It brings together cars, experiences, entertainment, food, and the motoring community. 3 glorious days of motoring, energy, and entertainment. So what do you need to do to go to the Festival of Motoring, powered by Westbank, at the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit from 28 to 30 August, is get your tickets now on Howler. But don't do that just yet, because, you know, I've got 2 tickets once again to give away. And today, we're going to ask a straightforward question. It's not quite motor racing we're talking about, but it is very much related to driving. In which city was the world's first 3-color traffic light installed? And its connection, of course, to the world of motoring is that, and I'm giving you a clue here, it's a city richly connected to the history of motor cars. In which city did they put up the world's first 3-color traffic light? In other words, before they had green and red, and this one was the very first to introduce amber. Which city? Give us a call and let us know. You could be on your way to the Festival of Motoring. 2 tickets, courtesy of Westbank and 702. The number to dial, 011 883 0702.
EWN Sport.
Well, we're in the thick of rugby, but cricket season is getting underway on Friday. What a thing. Tola Kele, good afternoon.
Afternoon, John. And the Proteas begin their T20 tri-series against Namibia and Zimbabwe on Friday. That's with the clash in Windhoek against the former in the first of 7 games. That tournament brings together the co-hosts of the 2027 ODI World Cup, and Devout Brevis says it's a chance for them to get acquainted with the conditions.
Just drove yesterday past the ground and it looks beautiful. It's obviously there'll always be challenges and conditions, so it's for us to adapt quickly and to make sure when it's a flat wicket and the conditions are great that we perform on that. And when it's tougher, we find a way to also be positive and make it work. So yeah, it's exciting. It's always nice to say if the conditions are tough and you raise your hand as a team and you come on top. So it's just great opportunities.
Mamelodi Sundowns can draw level with Betway Premiership log leaders Orlando Pirates with a win over Amazulu tonight. The Brazilians come into the clash wounded, having lost the first leg of the MTN8 semi-final against Lamanville Golden Arrows on Sunday. However, Aubrey Mudiba says they have to get over that result as they target maximum points.
Playing Amazulu is never easy, actually every game. Right now I think we need to shift our focus to the league game. Obviously we take the loss against Arrows, but we'll take the positives in that game. Obviously coming from a loss, but at Sundowns we always try and not lose consecutive games. And we're going to try all level best to bounce back.
Kaizer Chiefs will also be looking to return to winning ways, having played out a draw with Sundowns in their previous league encounter. Zita Kwinika and the Glamour Boys go into that clash at the Princess Makoko Stadium, aiming for a first away win over the Natal Rich Boys in 4 attempts.
Obviously, Richards Bay is one of those teams that when you play against, it's a difficult team to play against, to be honest. But yes, we give them the respect, but we also have our plan, we have our objectives. So we know what to expect from them. And trust me, we prepared very well for them.
UEFA have dropped their threat of boycotting FIFA competitions after receiving assurances that there'll be no repeat of Gianni Infantino's plan to sell off stakes in the World Cup to private investors. With the boycott threat lifted, it means next month's Under-20 Women's World Cup will proceed as planned, with 6 European teams, including England, France and host Poland, scheduled to play in that tournament. But despite that move, condemnation of Infantino continues, with Italy's Football Federation withdrawing its support for FIFA's president, having said he has no future at the organization, which they say also needs reform. And switching to tennis, where Serena and Venus Williams have received a women's doubles wildcard entry for the US Open. The sisters have played in the doubles competitions 9 times before, with their most recent appearance coming in 2022. That news comes after Serena exited the mixed doubles with partner Carlos Alcaraz. That's in the quarterfinal stage. Tolagele Mganga, Eyewitness News Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Karabo Charlie, how are we looking?
Well, at this stage, John, you can expect about a 20-minute delay in the Midrand area. This is on Ellendale Road between Old Pretoria Road and Mastiff. Bryanston traveling towards Four Ways. Slow-moving traffic on the N1 southbound from Rivonia Road to Winnie Mandela Drive. In Edenvale, heading towards Bedfordview, traffic remains heavily backed up on the R24 westbound. This is from Edenvale Road to the Kilulis interchange in Protea Glen, Soweto. We still have bumper-to-bumper traffic on the N12 westbound from the R554 Abu Bakr Drive all the way to the R558 in the Joburg CBD heading towards Boysons. Expect some delays. M1 southbound from Killarney Bends to the Crown interchange in the city of Tshwane, Hermanstad. Leaving the Pretoria CBD, traffic remains congested on Eskiam Pahlele between Vormhagen and the R80, and finally in Equestria, traffic sluggish on Solomon Mahlangu between Linwood Road and the N4. To report any other traffic issues, kindly WhatsApp us on 072-702-1702.
There's more EWN on air, online, and on the EWN app.
702.
Call John
on 011
883
0702.
A chance to go as a guest of Westbank and 702 to the Festival of Motoring over this weekend. All you need to tell us is where in the world was the first 3-color traffic light installed. Let's go west to Roodepoort, where Reno believes he knows the answer. Reno, good afternoon. Where was the traffic light installed, please?
Good afternoon. It was installed in Detroit, Michigan, in the USA.
And can you tell us on the corner of what and what? Now, I'm just messing with you. You don't need to know that. I didn't even ask that in the question. Reno, you can have a fabulous time at the Festival of Motoring. Maybe you want to have a track experience. You can go on the 4x4 course. You can test drive vehicles on the handling track. I hope it's a wonderful day out for you and whoever goes with you. Reno and Roodepoort, the winner of today's edition of the competition we're running around the Festival of Motoring, powered by Westbank. We're going to give away another 2 tickets tomorrow on 702 Drive. Make sure you're listening. It's 13 minutes now to 6.
You're with John Perlman
on 702.
Okay, so we have been talking about music, collaborations between African artists and artists from other continents. We prompted to do this by Dolly Parton and the wonderful music she made with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. But boy, we're getting some cool suggestions. Let's hear one just to set the scene again.
Good afternoon. So for me, it would be a song by Rema and Selena Gomez, Calm Down. That is a very good song. It is so raw. It has a lot of, more of like a UK rap type of thing. It has some Afro beats into it, some urban pop / R&B in between. Yeah, that is one of the best songs I've ever heard. So that is one of my favorite Africa / overseas type of collab. Thank you.
putting my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Girl, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl, oh young girl. No tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. I see this fine girl from my party.
Benin City meets up with Texas, Selena Gomez and Rima, an African-US collaboration. Let's get your collaboration favorites, please, on 072 702 1702. Back with the music in a moment.
The Midday Report.
Weekdays,
12 to 1.
We're telling the stories of hope dealers in Joburg. How important is that for people to say, maybe it's falling apart, maybe it needs some love, but we can fix it ourselves?
It's a beautiful thing to have hope, but if you're alone, you tend to lose hope. So now when you're with a community like this, it just gives you that push to actually go forward. They will grow. Maybe they're going to start coaching, maybe they'll play tennis, or they're going to go to university and become something bigger.
That's the story of the Joburg Tennis Grassroots Foundation.
The Midday Report
With Mandy Wiener.
12 to 1 on 702.
702.
The Festival of Motoring, powered by Westbank, returns to the Kyalami Grand Prix circuit from 28 to 30 August. Experience thrilling track drives, supercars, drifting, 4x4 adventures, and the very latest in automotive innovation. Book your tickets now on Howler. The Festival of Motoring, where legacy meets innovation.
A bigger and better national lottery is here. Play Powerball, Lotto, Daily Lotto, Match Play, and Instant Games. It's your chance to win big. Available at participating retailers, online, and on your banking app. The National Lottery. More plays, more chances, more millions. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The National Lottery is officially operated by Sisakai.
You hear that? That's the sound of business execution finally visible. No more chasing people and reports, no more disconnected systems, no more guessing if our business is performing or not. iStratGo connects strategy, people, performance, and day-to-day work into one clear software platform, so leaders can see what's working, what's not, and where to focus. Because when execution is visible, everything runs better. Book a demo on istratgo.com. istratgo.com.
This Nando's ad is not an ad. Think of it as your personal reminder that it's Wednesday again. So like a Wednesday reminder with a beautiful professional voice and music made specifically for you. Specifically to tell you that today you can get the Wednesday double drop deal from Nando's. That's 2 chicken strips and spicy rice meals for only $1.35. Wow. Now that's something worth being reminded about. Thank you. Like an alarm clock, but for your stomach. Nando's. Oh, what a place. T's and C's apply.
702. WhatsApp John
on 072
702
1702.
Hi, John. How about this song, Liberian Girl by Michael Jackson and Ledambulu, usually in Jamestown.
Letambulu, Michael Jackson, off Michael Jackson's 87 album called Bad. Yeah, collaborations. We've been asking you about artists from the African continent who've worked with singers and creators from other continents on the world. This one comes from Nick, who goes way back but selects another South African musical legend, Miriam Makeba and Harry Belafonte. The song is called One More Dance.
Darling, go home. Your husband is ill.
Is he ill? Let them give him a pill. Oh, come, my dear Franz, just one more dance, then I'll go home to my poor old man. Then I'll go home to my poor old man.
Darling, go home. Your husband is worse.
Is he worse? Well, I am no nurse. Oh, come, my dear Franz, just one more dance.
Yeah, that one from 1960. They performed it live at the Carnegie Hall in New York. If you heard the audience chuckling and appreciating in the background, it is that live recording that I'm referring to. Let's keep going. What else are we getting on the voice note?
Hi, John. The African artist that is collaborating with international artist. For me, man, that's gotta be Level M and Hans Zimmer on the Lion King film original score. I mean, any score that you can play, I mean, that collaboration is out of this world. Thanks, Joseph in Krugersdorp. Cheers.
From The Lion King, Lebo M and Hans Zimmer. Wonderful, wonderful soundtrack to a really cool film, I think. Malik goes to guitar and stringed instrument maestros and recommends I Do by Ali Farka Toure and Rai Kuda. Great song, says Malik, by a legendary Malian kora player and a great American guitarist. Staying with the US, but moving to a different part of Africa, Clayton recommends the song Umfazi. This is Zahara featuring the jazz giant Kirk Whalum. Enjoy.
Strength of a woman from within. You may get it down today. She'll surely come around. Strength of a woman comes from within. You can get it down today. She will surely come around.
Wonderful stuff from my mind's gone blank. Zahara with Kirk Whalum. Now I mentioned that collaboration, Ali Farka Toure playing the kora, Rai Kuda on guitar. It's called I Do. Ali Farka Toure and Rai Kuda, the song called I Do. And this song, just to finally finish up, is one I don't even need to introduce because I think you know it.
Hi, John. When you speak about international stars collaborating with African artists, I think the World Cup song Waka Waka comes up with Shakira. But one of my personal favorites is Paul Simon and Ladysmith Black Mambazo. The song called Diamonds on the Soles of His Shoes.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, you feel it, but you got it.
So many great suggestions from all of you. I'm sorry we couldn't play all of them. I'm John Perlman. Hope you've enjoyed being with us on 702 Drive. Good night.
And now, The Money Show with Moteo Paripe.
On 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Grotos is brought to you by ABSA CIB, proud to support Genza Energy's investment in the infrastructure powering West Africa's growth. Packed show on The Money Show tonight. We're going to be looking at the price of oxtail and why it's going up in South Africa. Bit of a misunderstanding with the Argentinians bringing that type of meat here to South Africa. Paul Matthews, CEO of the Association of Meat Importers and Exporters, will tell us why the price of oxtail is going up. Our market commentary with Viv Govender. Lots to look at today. The Meta story that's come out, that settlement, discovery results, Blue Label